Hello, Twitch chat and any other audiences listening at home. Welcome to the second 2.5 Crows podcast. I'm your host for today, Mummy Crow, and joining me is the usual Media Falcon and Scaras, as well as special guest Epicot of Veritas Guild. Yeah!
Yay! I know him.
Okay, so before we get started, for the peeps that have already followed our Twitter blog, you would have known that Epicot would have been our special guest for today. So I highly implore any listeners who have not yet followed at 2&A on Twitter to do so if you would like to stay updated on future podcast details. Also, I'd like to add that audiences at home are more than welcome to send in questions throughout the week to the Twitter or the Ask FM blog, and we will try to answer them in the next podcast. Obviously, sending in questions during live stream is also valid, and we'll try our best to get through as many questions as possible in the 2 hours that we have. Depending on how sidetracked we get, I can't guarantee we'll get through everything.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, Meteor.
I've listened to the other podcasts with you guys. I know how they go.
It's never like 1 minute on each question. It's fucking like 10 minutes per question or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, that means I don't have to think of new questions each time, you know.
Yeah.
So it's part of the plan. But other than that though, Sky and Media, do you guys have anything else to add? If not, we can get right into the first segment of the podcast.
No, I think you covered everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. No problem. Yes. Yes, a script that I wrote up 1 hour before this podcast started.
That was a good script.
Procrastination is fine. Alright, so cool. Okay. So obviously, as I said before, Epi's our special guest today. And before I introduce him to the listeners at home, I actually wanted to bring up the it's in the stream title name actually, the meme Epi coined in the Elsa community, which was the Radiant Soul Choegoyay meme, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He has a freaking voice board for it as well.
Yep. It's also on tap. I can do it as many times as I want.
Yeah. Media was the one that told me about it, actually. I didn't know. It was a bit of a fun fact, so I don't know much about it.
I don't think many people know that Epi made it because
Well,
it just seemed like it existed.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, and what's the actual background behind that? Like how did it? Like, what's this backstory? Like, how did it start? Like, why?
I don't know if there's any particular reason it started. I think when it really started to evolve into a meme for me, it was just one random day I was running 12-2 for Demonic Vine Crown, and I randomed with an Aether Sage and another Radiant Soul. And the Radiant Soul started with Choegoyay, so I Choegoyay back, and we just kept doing that back and forth until the Aether Sage went insane and left.
Wait,
And I thought it was funny, so I just kept doing it.
So
and
you're
it's just been getting more insane from then.
So you're telling me the true creator is an unknown person that just
Yeah.
happened to do it?
Yeah. It was definitely a
combined
culmination of a combined effort of two randoms and myself.
Because all I know about like the whole Choegoyay meme was just like, it just came into existence in Elsa community, and everyone just went with it. They're like, okay, we can accept this. I guess this is the meme now, and everyone just went, yep, we'll just deal with this. The whole Choegoyay
It
stuff.
definitely started picking up speed with me and the other Radiant Soul, and it just kind of spread through there.
Yeah. You know what it is? I think I had a little bit I was thinking about like Epi coming on. I was just like, how did that come to be? And I think I know why. I think I have a theory. I think that meme, like, what is it? Because the OG like Labby spam meme was the Labby Chansu. You know that meme, right? Like everybody did that because
yeah.
I think that and Labby Chansu kind of like combined, I guess. And like it was just like, oh, it's like the same thing, but it's like, no, not really, kind of thing.
Nope. It was a complete accident.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of like accepted it because they were just like, they kind of thought it was like the Labby Chansu thing.
So similar.
Yeah, it was so similar. So I feel like it like just kind of like, what's the word? not adapted, but like it just kind of came into
Evolved.
yeah, I just kind of came into the memedom because it was just
Yeah.
like Laffy Chansu, but like different
Uh-huh.
enough.
Yeah, from the same character too.
Yeah,
no
from the
less.
exact same character.
I feel like Larby is such a memeable character. It's just like all the memes are all the like. It's just so memeable. Like ever since Larby came, there's been Larby Chance, and now it's like Choegoyay. I feel like any other character or classes in this game, I haven't seen as much of a meme influence in the community as Larby has. Larby is the best meme. Yes.
I say,
Yeah.
speaking of Elstern memes, back in the day, there used to be like when Ad came out, there used to be massive memes about Ad and Eve. I don't know if y'all remember those.
Wait, what kind? Wait. Is it specifically shipping related memes?
No, not at all. It was just like
wait.
it was Ad trying to like impress Eve, and they're just like a bunch of like doofy stuff, like
The dude that used to put all the ads and Eve's faces on like
GIF.
like things that were already like gifs. Yeah.
Okay, like what was one? I'm trying to like think of one.
I say my favorite one is the pool one when Ad steps out and Eve and all of her summons prank him and drop kick him into a pool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, I remember that one. Okay, good. Yeah, there's like a time period where like Elsword gifs are just replacing the like Vine memes with Elsword faces. So it's,
Yeah,
like, so
yeah.
popular.
They're all over like Tumblr, especially.
I think those memes are pretty great. It's just like, the honestly memes in general, if you can make a meme out of it, it's great.
Yeah. What was it? There was one I remember. It was like an Old Spice commercial with like whoever it was, probably Terry Crews, busting through a wall, like and some like ladies like washing some dishes. Except it's Eve, that's the lady, and then like Ads on a freaking like motorbike or whatever. Just bust through the wall.
I say I have that one saved somewhere. I have a lot. I actually have a lot of those gifts saved because they're just my favorites.
Dude, not gonna lie, sometimes I feel like I underestimate the Elsa community's meme game.
I know.
I say it's a lot bigger than some people think it is. The community.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, cause like usually because Elsa's we're a pretty small community, so you don't expect that many good memes to come out of it. But hey, the memes are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Kira in chat said time to make a third full Radiant Soul God. Speaking of Radiant Soul God, Epi, were you in the previous Radiant Soul God Gauntlet run?
Define it. Like
The full Radiant Soul? Like there's just a bunch of Radiant Souls?
no, I've never. The most Radiant Souls I've been in the raid with was the 4 I did with Meteor's video.
Yeah. Meteor made the whole video about it and had that Choegoyay meme go on.
Yeah, that's the most Radiant Souls I've been with.
Yeah, it's about to say like Sky, were you in the were you in the Mass Raven raid, like the 8-man Raven raid?
No, I was not.
Okay, because I remember that raid was like pretty organized. Of like, okay, let's try to get like some of the strongest Ravens as possible. When one of the other Raven discords first got made, they were like talking about that. So they're just kind of like playing it all out and all this stuff. And then I feel like the Radiant Soul raid was just like, alright, let's get whoever.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
Cause like,
has there been a video made of for or anything?
for which?
The Radiant Soul Gauntlet.
I don't think so. At least I didn't see one.
The most I've seen is 1 Nova and 7 Radiant Souls.
Oh, I think I did see that video. No, I saw a
Yeah,
screenshot of that video.
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, I think it was a Korean YouTuber that was doing the raid, and the thumbnail was just like a Nova in the corner, and then a line of Radiant Souls behind him.
Wait, why specifically Nova and Radiant Soul? Isn't like
Because
like
Nova needs low HP.
Wait, I feel like on my streams, like I always have like Kyora and Marcus and them joke about doing that, but I didn't think anyone actually did that.
Yeah, there's a Korean YouTuber who did that. Yeah, I remember seeing this. I haven't actually seen the whole video. But like, funny enough, like that is actually not a bad party for like a normal Nova. Not an Indom, but like a normal Nova. That's actually not a bad party, to be honest.
I guess anything floats with like Radiant Soul is pretty good support.
I'd say
Just,
freaking character system's busted.
it's just like her resets as well. Like if you as long as you like Imagine 7 Radiant Souls just doing resets in a row for you. I feel like by the time the first Radiant Souls, like her V key skill is off cooldown, she could probably reset again. So you just have constantly getting resets.
Mm-hmm. Because
With that many Radiant Souls for sure.
Because like you have to
Yeah.
also factor in the animation of, I assume, Giga, because Giga's just the best skill, you know.
Yeah.
So the animation of Giga, so you don't reset during that. You wait till like the skill is done.
You'll just be giggling the whole 12
Essentially, you just infinite. I need to watch that video. I assume it's infinite Giga works, but I'm not sure.
You should send me a link. I need to see it as well. Speaking of did you know the full Radiant Soul Gauntlet? Did they clear the Gauntlet?
No.
Do you guys know? No.
No,
F.
because it was a bit less organized than the Raven one.
That's why,
The
yeah,
Ravens
Ah.
planned
they were getting
everything
whoever.
out. The Radiant Souls were like, "Hey, Radiant Souls, let's gather together and do a raid."
Just do it for the memes.
Yeah.
Screenshot memes. And
Like
stuff.
I think they made like a couple megas and a party list, and that was it.
Ah. Fair enough. Okay, if we had to make a new like a reformed Radiant Soul like list, like who would be the players you guys would name to like put in this raid party?
So happy.
I feel like. Yeah, I don't know much Radiant Soul mates. I just know Choegoyay. Choegoyay is a pretty geared Radiant Soul in the chat right now. Epi's really geared as well, Radiant Soul, right?
Yeah, Happy's so mega geared. He's as geared as I am almost. Takes a little bit
Oh
less
my
reforges. His reforges are lower than me.
Yeah,
We have the
say
same
my
gear.
reforge. I only have like a reforge 9, so I'm a bit behind on that. But
Yeah, everything
yeah,
else.
if I put on all my damage stuff, I'm like 3.2 million combat power.
Gosh dang. Okay. Yeah.
It would be
Choegoyay-
higher. It would be higher, but I run Cerulean instead of Crimson, so I'm not getting the extra damage off of that.
Ah, fair. Did you go Cerulean gear for like to support better for that?
I do it. Yeah, I
special?
do it for Sun Shower spam mostly.
Sunshowers. Oh, okay. Well,
Mm.
actually, one of the introduction questions I wanted to ask was like your reason for maining Radiant Soul. So I was wondering like, is it because you like playing the support role or
Pretty
is there
much.
any other reason?
I really like healing. That's the biggest thing. Like any chance I have, usually any chance I have to play the healer, I'll play the healer.
Ah, okay, yeah, yes, okay. Yeah, generally
And
I see this
yeah.
pattern. Yeah.
The way I think about it, or the way it goes in my head, is that it's the same. I feel like it's the same thing as like people who really like dealing a lot of damage and like
Mhm.
watching enemies like lose all their health and stuff. Just in reverse for me,
Mhm.
I like having my allies get their health back. In the, like the same
fair.
vein.
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like generally, like with all these MMO games and games that have different roles when it comes to like combat and stuff, you generally have like people who prefer one role and they'll play that same role throughout like a multitude of games across platforms and stuff. So I was thinking, I was suspecting that Epi might be one of those people where like he enjoys playing support and then it's just like he sticks with the support role in every game or something like that.
You know what's funny about that actually?
Mhm.
Elsword is unique for me in that sense that you're talking about because I usually take the tank role or the aggro role in like games that I play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's like it's not the same. I guess it's not the same. But yeah, because I feel like I agree a bit. Because like in some games I prefer playing ranged characters, but then also specifically I played Raven only because Raven looks cute, and that's about it.
Fair
I say
enough.
that's like a lot of like RPG games. I usually end up instead of playing a support, I end up playing mage. So I
Mage.
really like ranged like magic play styles.
Close enough. So the sorcerer type.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's how you
actually,
started this, Aisha.
wait. Epi's first name was Aisha, was it?
Yes. It was Dimension Witch, and then it moved to Elemental Master when Dimension Witch got nerfed 13 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I remember that.
It'll be like that. So
Yeah, it was literally like what's happening to Rage Hearts right now, except it was for Dimension Witch, and it was the worst.
Yeah, but I think the irony is nowadays Dimension Witch, she's pretty strong, right? She can
Yeah.
hold her
Well,
own.
anyone will take an Aisha just because the buff is so good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that too.
But
But I hear
before
a lot
then,
of,
that was all she had. Like she had a worse version of Oz. She was the original carrier of the speed buff that Oz has now.
Yeah.
but back then when it was on her, it only gave a speed boost, and it was a weaker speed boost than what it is now. And Oz's version also has an increase to both attack stats included with it. So Oz ended up getting a better version of what Dimension Wish originally had.
But I think but out of the 3 Aishas, I think Metamorphy is does she do the most damage or something like that?
I think Oz does more just because Dark Web is dumb.
Yeah, that's like, if it's the big boss, Dark Web. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Because I frequently hear of Aether Sage friends. They complain about Aether Sage doing no damage.
Aether Sage is so bad to do damage with. She has like 2 skills that are like good for dealing like some kind of damage, but one of them's only good on enormous bosses, like bosses that are like twice the length of Ancient Bone Dragon. And the other one is a strength skill.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I remember Media mentioned this before. How like, but then like, yeah. Actually, I was actually wondering like, Media, your opinion on Aether Sage like not doing damage, because Media.
Oh
said
yeah,
that
I brought the So I was bringing the argument of like, in the same vein of Radiant Soul, if they're like such good supports, it kind of evens out that they can't do damage in a bubble though, because that if that rule was consistent, that'd be good. But we obviously know that that rule is not consistent because
Shakti's a thing.
Yeah, because Shakti's a thing, Sense a thing. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Thing. Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah, so in a bubble, like Aether Sage is fine if that concept is consistent, but clearly that concept is not consistent. So.
I say another bigger problem I have with that is that Aether Sage is a lot more built than the other Aishas around Memorize, which is not a good system.
Memorize freaking sucks, dude.
If you guys could change Aisha's memory system, how would you change it?
Make it a V skill like every other system in the game. Just let me push a button, memorize, and then I'm good to go. Then I don't have to wait 2 seconds for it to show up and then ruin everything I was trying to do.
The best part is when you're standing still and you're ready to use a freeze and then you memorize it.
Dude, all of the time, especially in Raid. When I started using my Aether Sage in Rod Cell, I would always mess up the first freeze in 12-7 because I'd be like, all right, he's gonna sweep his head. I'm gonna get the freeze ready, and then I'd memorize Blizzard Shower because I stood still for a second and a half.
And then half the party's dead, and you're like, what happened?
And then half the party's dead, I'm frozen, nobody's doing anything because we're all stuck.
Yeah.
It's like, cool, now I feel like a jerk. Thanks.
Well, out of curiosity, Sky, I was just wondering, have you ever played Aisha before? And do you have any opinions on Aisha in general?
I haven't Oz, but I have not.
Oh yeah.
But I have I know almost nothing about the other Aishas, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Wait, what was the
about,
question again?
Wait, what does it say? Specifically, what do you think about Memorize? I'm curious. Sky, what do you think about Memorize?
What I feel memorized? It just needs to be more useful in some way. Right now for Oz, you just use it to memorize on-call skills, so if you ever need the extra CDR,
that's all it exists for.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just if you memorize a support skill because you can't memorize a damage skill, it loses damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it makes me think that the whole memorize system is just for Aisha to focus on supporting better. Like just
literally all it was for.
Yeah.
Well, the idea was that the idea for it originally is that if you're, because Aisha had teleport, which is like the fastest way to move around in general without the assistance of force skills or whatever, which came out before all that. So the idea was you clear a room and then you teleport to the end, and while you're waiting for your teammates, you charge some mana and store some skills, and then you'll have them for later use. But nowadays, everybody can move at sonic speed because Hyperexcel is a thing. There's 5 different speed buffs you can get,
and everybody clears immediately.
Yeah, you can clear rooms almost instantly, so you don't even have time to memorize. So when you do get to memorize, there's no point in memorizing a damage skill because everything's already going to be dead.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's true. The life of Aisha mains. Actually, which actually leads on to my next question about for Epi. I was wondering why you changed mains from Aisha to Radiant Soul, or like, did you play any other mains like in between Aisha to Radiant Soul?
Innocent.
Innocent? Oh, okay. So yeah, what's the reasoning behind all your changes?
Because new characters come out and I like to try them and I end up having fun playing them. It's really the biggest thing.
Also, Aisha was
I
really
played-
bad. I remember that.
Yeah, say I don't mind so much that Aisha's bad. God, I don't mind playing like characters that are generally bad at things.
Mm-hmm.
Just like because the characters I enjoy playing, and it's just as simple as that. But the first 2 or 3 years I was playing, I played Aisha, and then Lucille came out, and I really liked Nobles's design, so I was like, oh, cool, I'll try this character out, and I really liked them. And I ended up being like really lucky, like getting stuff for them. Like the day they came out, I pulled like a weapon. I pulled an Arc Devil weapon. And
Oh yeah,
wings,
I remember
which
that.
back in that time when that was still new, that was like a $400 set, just those 2 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I got that out of like 20 ice burners, and I was like, well, God, I have something going on here. And the more I played them, the more I liked them, and the more good stuff happening. So I ended up just getting really like geared up and like high ranking with that, and I really just kept enjoying playing them. And then in the same vein as that, Labby came out. I saw Radiant Soul. I was like, wow, that looks fun. So I started playing Radiant Soul, and I've really been enjoying it. So now she's my main.
So do you think that in future, if they make a new character, like that, if Choegoyay makes a new character that interests you, you'd probably try them out as well?
Yeah, I usually try out all of the new characters that come out.
You
When
just
they
end up
do
liking
come out.
them so much.
Yeah.
You just end up liking them so much. You just end up.
It's mostly coincidence that both times I switched mains, it was new characters that I just happened to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. That's the thing, because like, I believe all your mains, like, you have to gear your mains up from, like, every time you switch character, you're gonna have to gear up from beginning and start from like 0. So how do you manage that? Like, doesn't it like deter you from wanting to change when you have to, with the idea of needing to grind new gear each time?
No, I like farming.
Okay. Actually, yeah, that is pretty true, because I understand you and Media play a lot of grind heavy games, like in your free time together.
I say, yeah, it's how you grind. That's the thing. Like, there are a lot of times where me and Epi were just like in a call and then just decide to start grinding, and then we just go on for hours.
Yeah.
Chilling, grinding.
Like the whole like survival of the cold, you guys were just chilling together.
Yeah,
and
we
just
that was
got
like we got
Dude.
we got survival cold so early because we were just doing that.
Yeah, because we just kept doing ice right, and eventually it was like, oh, we're pretty close. Might as well just get it.
Yeah.
Alright, well, this happened. Guess we're getting it now.
Yeah.
I
would say
wait.
that's not even the beginning of my farming career though for that kind of stuff.
Oh boy.
I don't know if you've known my farming history. When the level cap was 60, I got Reaper 2 times,
Yeah,
which
he
that
did.
dungeon used to take 6 minutes to do, and you had to do 800 runs of it. So
And so, not only that, freaking Oath of
Yeah.
Ruin.
yeah, I did that twice, and then I did Oath of Ruin for 2 Pierce the Heavens, and then Survival with a Cold twice.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes like I realize there are like some players in Elsa that are just superhuman and they just grind non-stop on end without stop. Like I think Sky recently told me about Kay grinding. Kay's grind is like also she grinds like 24 hours on
She used to.
event, right? She used
Well,
to.
she used to, yeah. She doesn't, well, like, and then yeah, it was just not good for her health, and she was like, nah, I can't keep doing this anymore.
Honestly,
Fair.
fair enough for her. Yeah, honestly, sometimes I'm just like, I underestimate how much Elsword, like, community, like, people who play Elsword can grind, and it's like, it blows my mind, it's so insane. I like, can't imagine, can't relate, I'm too lazy to do this sometimes.
Yeah.
In regards to that, Sky, do you enjoy grinding? Because I understand, Sky, you grind a lot as well when it comes to Elsword.
I don't. It's really hard to say whether I enjoy it or not because honestly, I just turn my brain off and off I go.
It's
Well, that's the easiest way
autopilot.
to grind too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Autopilot mode. We all just autopilot. We just get in, and by the time we check time again, it's like, oh, what? It's been 6 hours.
Yeah. For me, I gotta be doing something else while grinding.
I mean, I think it really depends because I know back when I used to play. Have you heard of a game called Choegoyay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so because back when I used to like play that, so Choegoyay's grinding is extremely mind numbing. Like you just press a button and you watch your swords go and that's it. So then while I was playing Elsword, like what I do is I like move in the room and then while I'm like moving around, maybe I'll like tap buttons while I move around. When the room gets cleared, I move to the next. So I guess like it's yes, I guess like it's brainless enough that I feel the urge to want to like do something else while I'm also grinding Elsword. So I guess, but most of the time I'm either listening to music or I'm in voice call. But voice call is a very good way to pass time when you're grinding. I feel,
I agree.
especially if there's like especially if like with friends and you have a fun time.
Yeah.
I know with Kay usually like she ends up watching anime while grinding. I mean, I don't have a dual monitor set up, so that's not super realistic for me, but I know that that's what she does with the people that she usually grinds with.
say I used to do something similar to that before my current situation. I had dual monitors that I would just have a window with YouTube up and just put on a playlist of whatever and just watch that while I do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let the YouTube autoplay function take you away.
Yeah.
Let it decide what your video was. I actually, like, I know Media does a similar thing where like he grinds Elsword and watch anime at the same time.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Personally, I don't know how you guys are able to do that because I like to focus on one thing at a time, right? So if I'm grinding Elsword, I want to be like focused on Elsword because otherwise if I play anime in the background, like on my second monitor,
you get distracted.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you get distracted. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
and yeah.
Like personally, I
Yeah.
can't really relate to being able to watch anime while grinding. But if it's like talking or listening to music or playing a turn-based or playing another like turn-based game on my phone, then I think that's alright with me.
True. Because I feel like with anime specifically, you gotta stay focused on the plot, right? Otherwise, like I'm gonna tune back into the anime like after a dungeon and be like, wait, what happened in the last 3 minutes of this episode? And I'm gonna
Really? I don't know. I just keep up. It's like nothing really crazy that like if there's like a big reveal and I missed it really quick, like I'll just go back a little like a minute or two and recheck that.
No, but you missed the like hype from the big reveal, you know? Like you missed the build up and everything. Well, if you're distracted and playing.
That's it. I don't watch like super high quality stuff while I grind. I just watch something just to have something.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah. I was about to say like the anime that I'm like super hyped for. Let's say like My Hero was coming out. Like I wouldn't watch My Hero while I was grinding. It's like okay, no, I don't be focused on that. I just watch like. Yeah, I just watched like
maybe do a rewatch of an older anime or something that you
Yeah.
already
Okay,
like,
understandable.
seen.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's like some older anime I haven't seen, or like just like an anime that somebody recommended to me that I want to check out. Cause like the problem, I don't know if you guys have this problem, but the problem of like checking out new anime is just like sometimes it's not really good at the beginning. It's like, oh no, you gotta wait till this episode till it gets good, and it's just like, okay, if I'm grinding, I can like pay half attention. So it's like when I get to that point where it's like good,
True.
and it's just like, okay, cool. I didn't have to suffer throughout the mediocre bits.
Fair enough. I have like some friends who like, in order to deal with that issue of like the anime being slow at the beginning of the season, they watch the anime in 2 times speed. And,
That's just weird.
and I'm like, yeah, because everyone's gonna talk in a high-pitched voice, and you're just gonna, the fight scenes are gonna pass by so fast, and I can't comprehend. I don't know if anyone else does this in chat, But when I first heard about it, I was very weirded out by it, as you guys would know.
I have never heard of that.
Yeah,
Before.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that before either.
Yeah, it's bizarre,
is
but I guess whatever, hey,
very
whatever works for
strange.
them, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So I guess unless do you guys have anything else to add? If not, I can move on to the next segment. I had planned out.
So all I was gonna say is like, for like YouTube, I don't watch like things I'm generally interested in like watching. I would like listen to something very audio based on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like usually you like play something in the background while you're grinding. Like, that's generally what I do. Is just play some music.
Yeah.
And then
I say, and then even then, that's only if I'm like playing the game solo. If I'm farming with a friend, I'm usually in a call with them, just goofing off.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, actually, I wanted to ask, when you guys grind, do you guys play your own music? Because I know this was asked on Me's podcast before, but for people that haven't seen that, when you guys grind on Elsa, do you guys play music in the background, like, or would you prefer to listen to in-game music?
I say, I listen to in-game for my like own preferences. I don't know if it's like a weird thing with like me or what, but I have a lot easier time playing the game when I'm listening to the actual game's music.
Yeah,
I think I can relate
it
to
has
it.
a lot of audio cues.
I think I can relate to that to an extent. Like usually for me, like if I'm playing something where like my performance doesn't really matter that much, like maybe I'm grinding, or at least like, or at least like you know when you've gone to the point when you've played a dungeon like so many times that you can turn your brain off, kind of and just grind it. Yeah, like for that one, like for those kinds of situations, like I listen to my own music. But for example, if I'm in raid and I'm DPS. And my performance like really matters, then I'll listen. Like for me, listening to the game's audio helps me to concentrate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I would do that a lot in Percocet, because when that was a thing, doing it over and over again, there's not much randomness to it. So after doing it so many times, it gets to the point where it's like, well, I know this is going to happen around this time, so when I'm listening to the music, it's easier to think in my head, okay, this is when this is going to happen, this is what I have to do, or I have to stop doing this so that I don't get destroyed.
Wait, that's right. Yeah, you can use the music to have some wait, how do I say it? Like yeah, to like tell when grind mechanics are going to happen. Like I know in Tulsa in Phase 2 at least, I kind of use the music to know when boss is going to go to the middle to do the.
I say even now I use when we do Rasa raids. I listen to the music to know when like spike towers are going to happen in the last phase of 12-7.
Okay. Yeah, I actually didn't even know you could use the music cues in the in-game music to know when Rosso was going to do tower. Yeah, I think I learned that from Epi as well, but even now I still don't know like what to listen out for to know when Rosso is
it's not that you're listening out for something. Your mind just recognizes like when that happens around like what point in the music. Like I can't even describe it to you. It's just like almost a muscle memory type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not listening for something.
The point in the music where the spike towers would happen is usually the same, at least starting out, because even with freezes, just in general, he always does the tower every minute that you're fighting him.
Mm-hmm.
And that timer starts as soon as you enter that area, which includes like the cutscene timer. So usually for like the first and second towers he does, it's almost always at the same time. Which is like the same point in the music that it would be happening, which is what I'm usually listening to know when to like call out and get ready to dodge.
Okay, fair enough. Because for me, I just go off of instinct. I'm like, oh, I think it's about time he goes into tower, and then I just.
Sometimes you have to do that too, because the minute timer, like once it hits 0 and he would do the tower, it doesn't restart until he does the tower. So if he gets frozen for like an extended period of time,
or if he's in an attack.
Yeah, and then that'll throw off the timer too. So if the fight goes on long enough, it becomes harder to like recognize that cue.
Yeah, so like it's like
Uh,
so your brain just kind of knows when the music's at a certain point in the song. It's just like, okay, I have a feeling it's gonna happen soon. At least
the
that's for
gamer
me.
instinct. So yeah, I feel like yeah, but for me, it's just I'm just going off of instincts. I'm just like turn off brain, just like guess.
I mean, when you do the raid so many times too, that also works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's like muscle memory and stuff. Muscle memory actually helps so much.
As I say, for me,
Mm.
actually, I actually don't. The only time I play music when I play Elsword is when I stream, because if I'm playing Elsword and I want something in the background, I'll usually just play a YouTube video or something. Just cause like
Oh.
I don't know, I feel like when it comes to like music, it kind of like I guess kind of hypes me up in a way, and like if I'm grinding or just like doing dailies, I don't want to be hyped up. I just want to do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Like I just want time to pass.
Yeah, understandable.
But it's like when I'm streaming,
Sounds
it's like that's more entertainment for like the people than me.
Speaking of music, there's a question that Media sent before. What is your top 5 favorite Elsword music tracks in this game?
Freaking...
Oh.
I need to think.
Maya's theme is up there.
Which one?
Maya.
Oh heck yeah, dude!
Oh.
I love Maya's theme. Okay, that's in there for me.
Okay.
I'll also have to do no
Maya's
particular
theme, okay.
order because I don't know if I can order them, but
Yeah, I'm just
Fair
gonna
enough,
listen. I'm just gonna list them off as I like remember them because there's a lot of music in the game.
Rosso raid, the first dungeon, the third fight.
Also
Yeah.
raid
So
first
12, 5, 3.
Yeah, the second fight of the heads.
Yeah, second time.
Oh,
It's literally so good because it gives you the vibe of like climbing a tower, like continuously climbing the tower and like beating the boss. It like perfectly
Okay.
it perfectly encapsulates that fight, and it's just like a really good song.
Okay, fair. What about the Sky? Have any?
This guy probably
I
has a
have
lot more
way
than you do. This guy has too many. I
Yes,
think.
guys, way
I have way too many. I can't pick one.
Okay.
Just pick 5 good
She
ones,
can-
guy. Or if we miss any, yeah, say those.
Yeah, because like I was gonna say for mine, it's definitely the Hall of L boss music. It's just
Yep.
it's just super that you always kill the Hall of L boss like before the music gets to the build up point.
Yeah.
So then I was like, so then because of that, I think I like the Trosh Nest, the boss music as well, because
Oh,
it starts
gosh.
off hard, like it starts off good, and then just like you get to hear most of it, like it's
Yeah.
just
The Trosh
very,
dungeon
like-
in
Dude, the
general, too,
freaking-
is really good.
Dude, the
Yeah,
Frost
yeah.
dungeon is a freaking what the kids say. That's a banger, bro. That's
Yeah.
so good. Like it legit comes out of nowhere because almost every other dungeon in Rigamore is like this kind of like almost like maybe like techno kind of like not techno but like more like maybe like I don't know subtle kind of like rock things. And but then like
Yeah.
out of nowhere, Trosh comes out with the freaking pop. Like out of nowhere, it's just pop,
Yeah.
and it's like
It sounds like a song you'd hear in a bullet hell.
yeah.
it's just do.
No, the dungeon theme.
Yeah. Oh, the dungeon theme, like it's peaceful, and then the boss theme just gets so like fast paced,
But like,
and it's like it's pretty good.
dude, yeah, the freaking Trosh dungeon theme. It's just like it's so energetic and frantic, and it's like it legit comes out of nowhere. Cause like I think Sea of Ruin and what's the second dungeon that nobody does? That dungeon.
That dungeon where you get the conversion energy ring.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they're like mellow tracks. They're more like subdued almost. So it's like
Mhm.
you just get certain energy from it, which kind of works for Rigamore. But then like freaking Trosh comes out of nowhere and it's like, oh frick yeah, here we go, let's go. You get so hyped up. I love it though.
True. Manik in Twitch chat says, Sinister Intent music has a really slow build up as well. Ooh.
Yeah, Sinister 10 has like 3 or 4 tracks.
It's in
Oh.
Test 3.
Yeah, it's 3?
Yeah,
Okay.
one for-
So
Yeah.
I vaguely remember them. I don't get to hear them anymore because even the higher stages, just because I'm so geared, I clear in 2 moves anyway. So
I'm gonna have to need to check it out because actually, the sad thing is like most of the time I usually turn off my Elsword in-game music and I listen to my own music when I'm playing Elsword. So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
actually a lot of music in Elsword that I don't know of. But sometimes on YouTube, like people would re-upload some Elsword in-game music, and I'm like, holy crap, this sounds so good! Like I should
Yeah.
listen to it the more.
yeah,
in
a
the
lot
game.
of their more recent stuff has been amazing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorites is this very recent one, the last phase of Birth Raid.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
absolute
Birth
last
Raid
phase.
remix, is it?
No.
The very last phase
Very last
of
one.
15.6.3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
I have to re-listen to it. But I say,
Yeah, it is amazing.
dude, I say in that same vein, dude, like 15.6.1. Holy
Yeah,
freaking
the
crap!
Birth remix.
Oh, that shouldn't be that good. Like illegally, it shouldn't be that good, but it's so freaking good, dude. Oh, I love it.
It's got that mix of nostalgia in it, not gonna lie.
Yeah, no,
And
yeah,
just
dude. It's like, have you guys ever played Pokemon? What is it? Was it Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
Like that.
the boss theme for the team leader starts off like the one from the GBA version of the game. It's like, and then it freaking like drops and it goes like, "Brrr," and then like the remix parts that starts of it. It's like, oh crap, you thought this was your
Yeah.
old song? Nah, dude, we got the remix.
Yeah, this ain't your grandma's Pokemon.
Yeah. Let's say I employ anybody look it up. It's the team leader theme from Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby.
I will note that down and I will check it out.
Yeah. It starts out like the GBS song and then it goes to the remix and it's like I get that same vibe from the
Yes,
Ultimate
I-
Dedication remix.
Yeah, say this same energy with that song. With my example going with 15.6.3, that new song coming out with his old boss is in the same vein as Wally in that game, coming out with his Victory Road theme,
Oh,
just out of nowhere.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
just
yeah.
He was just like some random nobody character in like the game, and then you fight him in Victory Road, and he gets this crazy like guitar solo theme.
yeah. That's true too. That's another good one.
Wally thing. I think on the more peaceful side though, when it comes to Elsa movie, I think Clock Tower Square is like one of my favorites as well.
That's a
That's
good
a
one.
Well, you don't say.
Yeah! This guy knows what.
I also
Yeah, it's because of the Raven White Day trailer they used that music for.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair.
That's literally it. You plug some Raven on it and I'm into it. But
Oh, how did I forget? Freaking, as I said, this might be top 3 for me. And I completely forgot it. Freaking Altera Plains. Like Altera
Yeah,
Plains
that's
is
a good
freaking
one.
fantastic. And it again,
oh.
it's legit just like Trosh, where like the Altera region is very like mechanized songs, like very like mellow, like just because that's how that region is. And then out of nowhere, Altera Plains out here with the energy comes out of nowhere, like with like the vibrant energy and all that stuff, and like oh, it's so good.
Okay. I think Altera Plains is one of like it's like KOG composed. I'm using themselves instead of buying
Yeah.
the
They compose
Yeah,
that one.
yeah as well. Oh. Someone in chat says Dicey Sky Road. I actually don't know what Dicey Sky Road
It's
sounds
catchy.
like.
It's a simple song that's
It
catchy.
wasn't old. It was an old Terra field, I believe.
Oh, Bethma, I think.
Say,
Really? I thought it was a Bethma field.
Resmo or Terra, I can't remember.
I think it's Bethma.
Does it
Okay.
still exist? I forgot.
It
No.
does.
no.
Wait,
Oh, it
okay.
doesn't?
wait.
No, I think
Is
they
it- is it
removed
the
all
Westfield?
fields up to Hamel.
I think it was, no. I think it was a rest
Oh
area.
no,
not a
it's
field.
no, it's the rest area. It's the rest area.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah,
Media
that's,
pull
that's,
up.
that's
I had to go pull it off.
Oh, I mean, I can.
in-game
Yeah,
map teleport.
yeah. Let me go to it because the reason why I know it exists and it's still there is because in Perkasas, that's where me and my raid party would meet up. Is Dicey Sky.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dicey skies.
Yeah, Dicey Sky Road.
I know I met up in when I was like trying to organize my buffing party. I went in what's it? The fountain of healing. That's
That's
right.
my healing, but that was a popular spot. I think that's why we didn't go there because it was too popular.
Oh,
Everybody loved
oh,
Fountain of Healing.
I think I just went there because I like the music.
That's fair. No, that's probably why a lot of people went there.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the thing is, this is the funny thing with my cousin. When she studies, she has to AFK in the hot spring because she has to listen to the hot spring music, and that's what gets
Which
her
one?
to start the Charming Gazer one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was really nice actually.
Yeah,
it's
it's
good
nice.
AFK music for her, she says.
Also, it's copyrighted, so don't include that in your YouTube videos.
Oh lol.
Rip.
I found that out the hard way.
Yeah,
Oh,
paid,
no.
paid.
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah, like I said,
songs.
but that's a bad thing at all that they bought that song. You know, you buy songs all the time. But you know, if you're making a YouTube video, don't AFK in hot springs because you're gonna get hit.
the demonetized.
Yeah, do one. Well,
Um,
more like they take the monetization, but yeah.
Alright, fair enough.
Say, one more of my songs that I really like. I don't know if it's just me being weird or if it's just an underrated song because no one else I talk to likes this song as much as I do. It's kind of like the combination of phase 1 and 2 of 12-6. Like the spikes into the first eye fight.
That's decent.
Oh.
And I figured out why I like it so much too. This particularly the phase 2 song sounds like something that would be in like a set piece event in a Mass Effect game.
Yeah,
and Mass Effect 3 was like a really big game for me in high school.
Oh.
Okay, but I said that's more of a. I can probably see why people don't like point that out because it's more ambient than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, the first phase 1 in particular is a lot more ambient, but another thing with that song too. That song, I told this to Meteor before. If you listen to that song in headphones, there's like crazy like alien clicker noises going on in it.
Yeah.
When you're playing the game, it sounds like the Predator is in there. It's crazy.
Yeah, you have to listen to it on YouTube to hear that, because there's just so much going on in game. You won't hear it in game.
Like creepy, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's very creepy. I love it.
So I say like story wise, it makes sense because that's when you go see the eye.
Yeah, you enter an alien cave with a demon eye in it.
Speaking of creepy background noises in Elsword, you know 12-2 dungeon, the one where you get Fortunate, the fruit title from?
Yeah.
So I was grinding that dungeon alone and I was playing it with Elsword music and I never knew that you could hear the Nephilim stomping noises in the background in one of the stages.
Yeah, they're big boys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, I know that they're there in the background, but I didn't realize I could hear them.
Yeah, you can hear. It's like a sound effect. It's not part of the music.
Yeah, it's
but
a
like,
sound effect.
Oh.
Yeah, so pretty much when I didn't know this, and I was just grinding that dungeon nonstop for like DVC one time, and then I was just on my own, and then I hear the stomping. It freaked me out so much. I think from then on, I was just like, I kind of made it a rule like not to grind that dungeon alone, especially if it's dark at night, because I don't know why there's some like the sound effect kind of scares me, right? It's a bit unnerving, not gonna lie. But aside from Elsword in-game music, I feel like the music video music, so like like Nisha Labyrinth, that music, that song.
Oh, that sounds. Wait. Yeah. Wait, no, you mean Labby's? Are you talking about Labby's theme or?
Labby's song.
You like her, her promo video or whatever.
Yeah, Asteria called Nisha Labyrinth or something.
Yeah, that's what the song name is.
Yeah. That's a pretty good song. I like both. There's two covers of it. There's a English and what is it? English and Korean, obviously. Korea. I actually like both covers.
Yeah, that's one of the covers where I think actually I kind of prefer the English version a bit more. It's like one of the rare cases where I actually like the English version more than the other covers.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. What about the how the L-Star music and stuff? Did you guys like those?
Yeah.
Music?
I didn't have any particular attachment to that many of the songs, mostly because like it's not like the songs that I don't know, like a lot of like most of them didn't really click with me. I think if anything, the one that clicked, the one that I like the most is the Normal Save You remix.
Really, I actually don't like that one at all.
Oh well. As a remix or like as a remix.
I don't like the remix. I don't like the remix at all. I love the original so much.
Oh, like I think to me it's more like a different. Well, I don't know, like.
Well,
I feel like it's hard to compare them, but.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know what? That's honestly what it is. Is that it's hard to compare them because they are so different. But I don't like the differences that it made to the song, because I love the original so much. Because what they changed is my I think like at the end of the day, the part that they changed was my favorite part. Because it makes sense though. It's more dance oriented, I guess. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I
and I
guess.
guess there's more like there's a lot more like energy and
Yeah,
intensity to it, whereas the other one is more like
it's like more
Like-
menacing and like kind of like more of a build-up kind of epic thing.
'Cause
Yeah.
I kind of like the remix version more of that. Oh, not really more. Actually like both versions, to be honest. I just like both versions.
yeah, it's like they both present like two very different moods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But say it's
yeah,
not bad
me
at
too.
all. I was like, let me say that it's not bad at all. I just don't think it's better than the original, just because of like those changes that they made.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But I think I really like the Mega Cake remix one that they performed that for the hologram concert. I don't remember
there a
what it was
difference?
called though.
Oh, their
Wait, what's
their
that?
second song or
Yeah, their second song.
it's
yeah,
the
their
Labby
second
thing.
song
It's
on
the
the-
Labby thing.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right. Was it a remix? I completely
Yeah, it was.
forgot.
It was, and I think
Okay.
funny enough, I like that one better than the original.
Dude, I think what really sold it for me was like the hologram dance was so cute for it. I'm like, what the heck? Mega Cake is so cute. I'm kind of envious at how cute they are.
The snapping
It's
part's
like,
cool.
I feel like Mega Cake really got like the best when it comes to the L Star, in my opinion. Like they got the
Yeah,
best of it.
yeah, I agree.
What did I say?
I mean, as much as I like Vase, as much as I like Vase, like Mega Cake, honestly.
Well-
yeah,
the better
and
dream is.
Mega Cake took the cake.
Ha 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 ha. Good. You know what's funny? I heard that. Your soundboard's kind of low, actually. I'm surprised.
I was say that I don't think I turned that sound up.
Okay.
He doesn't want
I
to.
can
He
turn it
doesn't
up
want to
real
kill.
quick.
Okay.
He doesn't want to kill the podcast. Like.
Well,
as soon
it's
as
so
he-
quiet that I can barely hear it.
Hold on, I'll turn it up.
Okay. As I said, real quick,
Play it again.
I think song-wise, Trinity Ace. There you go.
There we go.
Song-wise, I think I like Trinity Ace the best in terms of just song. It just sucks that their music video was a bunch of inflated babies. So
Yeah.
you know.
Why did they? I still wondered to this day. Why did Keiji decide to go with that? Like, who among
don't
them thought
know.
it was a good idea to
I don't
get the
know.
chippy heads?
I really don't know. I will say, even though, I'll admit too, like you guys are just like Maze is not the best. I agree. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of Maze's song. It's okay, It's okay. It's fine, but nothing special. I am very glad that they got the anime opening for their second song because I actually really like Runner's High, both versions.
Yeah, I agree. But you win some, you lose some, I guess.
Yeah.
It'll be like that. Alright,
The music
let's
video is
move on
great
to the
though.
next question. Oh, okay,
Freaking-
never mind.
The rain in the
Music video?
city. The Maze rain music video.
Oh,
Like the
yeah.
rain and like they're on top of a skyscraper. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, true. Like, it's just aesthetically, it was very nice. The
Yeah.
music video, it's like
And then
aesthetically pleasing.
they're like in a like place with water and it's like completely empty land, but it's just like water there.
Mhm. Yeah, aesthetic wise, like I feel like all the music videos, aside from Outer Crown, I feel like all the music videos
Outer Crown was kind of boring.
had really nice. Yeah, I feel like every music video had really like nice background.
Mhm.
But specifically like Mega Cake's MV reminded me most of a K-pop MV. So it felt like it gave me the most K-pop vibes. So it's just like so colorful. It was so pink. And
Also,
then there
Eve
was so
smiled
many
and it was
spaces.
cursed. I have a picture of that
Wait,
somewhere on my
wait.
computer.
Which smile?
At some point, Eve smiles. I don't know when, but it's really cursed.
I didn't even notice that. You're gonna
Yeah.
have to send that to me.
I think it's when they're all jumping up with the desserts around them. Like they all jump up and smile, and
Oh.
Eve also smiles, and it's really cursed.
I don't think I noticed it then.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to send it to me. But yeah, do you guys have anything else to add for that topic? If not,
really.
okay. I kind of want to talk about gear in Elsword actually for a bit because I have a couple of questions here in regards to Elsword gear.
Okay.
Okay.
First of all, let me just ask, like, how does Lucille gearing work? Like, for example, would you have to get 2 sets of ice burner accessories for Lu and Seal, and Master Road accessory, etc., etc.?
No,
Not
for
anymore. Just saying.
Not anymore.
You,
Yeah. They
you
used
used to
stress
have
that.
to, but not anymore.
Oh, okay. Wait, so does
That's
that mean the
what-
stats are shared between the accessories?
Not anymore
Um,
either.
So what
So,
you
it was weird when Lucille came out. So
Mhm.
when they first came out, you had to gear each of them separately. They had their own like stats separately. The only stat they shared was HP, so they were a bit like tankier. But you had to get each one's crit separate, their maximize separate, all that stuff. And then they changed it after a little while so that their stats together were combined, which was busted because
okay.
then you got 2 ice burner sets and 2 sets of accessories worth of bonuses.
Oh god, I actually forgot about that. You're right.
Yeah,
oh my god, they actually
And
did do that.
it like completely like it made Lucille stupidly good. Like you could have amazingly high stats without even trying. And then so after a while they changed it back so that you had to gear them for a little bit, like gear them separately for a little bit, and then they made their most recent change, which they stole from me.
Yeah, if you thought about the idea
yeah.
before they did it, I can attest to that. I'm a witness.
So how it is now, there's a little button you can push on your character UI thing for either Lou, Seal, or both of them, and whichever one you have selected, you'll have that character stats for both of them. So if you select Lou, you only have to gear out your Lou. If you select Seal, you only have to gear out Seal. And if you select them both, then you can have them geared separately like it was before.
Wow, I never knew any of this. Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Sky, what do you wanted to say something earlier as well in regards to this?
No, Effie pretty much covered it all.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Wait,
so-
that's so interesting. Yeah.
It's funny in 2 instances because like what we were alluding to before. Back when you did have to double gear a Lucille, I remember Effie talking about what we have now, and he was like, if they just do that, you know, it's kind of funny how they.
Like it was so simple, and they did it, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I was about to say until it's funny too. We were talking about like HP stuff. What is it? I think even now you can HP stack on them still.
Yeah, I think you have to have it set to both Lou and Seal.
You do, but you
separately. But yeah, you can still stack their HP.
Yeah.
Since it's one stat, they have to universally share.
yeah. So I don't know if you know about that, Crow, but their HP stat that you socket in, that's shared among them, so they can have a higher, like they just have a higher HP like max that, not like a higher HP max, but like it's easier for them to get to higher HP thresholds because you can just put all your HP on one character's like costume set, and then just have that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
it's pretty
Wait,
broken. It's very broken for PvP.
Yeah. I was gonna say, isn't that a bit busted for PvP?
A bit. It's
PvP health
extremely
matters.
busted.
I'm like,
It's very
PvP,
unfair.
HP matters so much.
Yep,
Like,
it is
what?
very, very, very unfair.
Oh, so that explains why Lucille's feel so tanky all the time when I verse them in PvP.
Yeah, they're not actually
Yeah.
tanky. They're exploiting it.
The tankiest one, you have to be like very geared to do that because you still have to gear a Lou and a Seal. So you're
Mhm.
gearing 2 characters into one.
Yeah.
But it's just that they can achieve more compared to other classes in this
Mhm.
game,
Yeah.
I guess. Oh my god. Okay, but they're literally a punching bag. Oh my god. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I'm about to say, it's doubly worse on Innocent because if Innocent puts out a shadow, they get reduced damage.
Oh yeah.
So that's fun.
I just wondered every time I see a Lucio in PvP, I'm just like, wow, why is it's another tank boy, and then I'm like hacking away at them, like catching them in combo, and then they hit me in one combo, and they've dealt as much damage I have to them
Yeah.
in like 5 combos, and they have to me in one combo. I'm like, what?
Don't worry. If you ever beat me up in PvP, I'll be easy to kill.
But-
Does Epi PvP actually?
Very, very rarely.
I will say though, one of the times me and Epi ever faced each other, it was kind of the best thing ever.
Oh, dude, that is still my favorite thing that's ever happened in PvP.
Yeah, explain it. Go ahead.
We've only ever ran into each other one time randomly in PvP. Way back when I was a Dimension Witch main.
Okay, what happened?
Obviously, Meteor has always been like way better at PvP than me because he does it so much more than I do.
Yeah.
But back then, Space Distortion was an active, and what it would do, instead of being like a bubble that moves forward and reduces cooldowns, it was a thing that you set out and it just sat there for like 3 seconds, and it would do like it would parry for you. Like if you attacked it, you would get countered.
Ah, yeah. I remember that. Yes.
And that was my thing in PvP that I would do with Dimension Witch. I would staff loop for a bunch of mana, and if I knocked them down, I would just throw a space distortion on them, because most of the time people will try and counterattack back up, like do a stand-up attack.
Mhm.
So I just do that, and when I faced the Meteor, I did that to him like 4 times in a row.
Because it's like,
because I would keep looping him and then knock him down.
and you would run away. That was the thing. You would run away.
Yeah, the first time, I was always back up, because even when you set it out, if there was any like delay or anything, you could still get hit by their stand-up attack, even though they would still get parried. So I would back up a little bit from it. And I used it on you the first time. I think it caught you off guard, because
Yeah,
why
just caught
would
me off
you
guard.
expect it?
Yeah.
Then the second time he was like, "Well, why would he do it again?"
Yeah.
Of course I did it again.
No, because
And then the third time he was like, "Okay, surely he won't do it this time." Of course I did it again.
because I thought you were mind gaming me.
Yeah, I did that to him like 4 times in a row, and then he finally caught on.
Cause like that's the thing. Cause like the thing you were talking about before was like when you run away to get space. I thought you were just running away. Cause like okay, now it's like okay, he's not gonna do it this time. And he would like, cause like I remember one time you knocked me down, you started to run away, and then you came back and did the space distortion, and so I got hit by it. That's what I specifically remember.
Yeah, so the only PvP match we ever did, I mind gamed him by being a one-trick pony. He still beat me.
Yeah,
though.
no, I still beat him though.
After he caught on the 4th time I did it, he was like, "Okay, I think I got this now."
I was like, granted, that's also when I had a level 23 harpoon spear, 25 harpoon spear.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
That was back when skills weren't scaled, so everything killed you in 1 or 2 hits.
Yeah.
Good old times.
Crow, did you play during skill tree days?
Yes.
Okay.
I did. I played during the time period where Harpoon Spear would one-hit everything.
Okay.
And then, I think after that, for some reason, it was Ignition Crow, Napalm. It was one-hitting everything.
Yeah, because that was, they buffed the critical trait. It's either they buffed the critical trait or they gave Ignition Crow the critical trait.
Yeah, I think they gave it critical trait, because that was before they nerfed it.
Yeah, they gave it the critical trait. And critical trait, even in PvP.
That was back when it did a full 100% ignore defense.
Yeah, critical used to 100% ignore your defense, even in PvP.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, good old times. But sounds pretty funny. Wait, you and Epi in a PvP match. Was that the only PvP match Epi ever played?
No, I play it very rarely. Most of the time, I would do it back in the day. I would be like, "Hey, someone from the guild, I want to do some PvP. I want some AP."
Got to say,
be like, "Okay."
If you didn't know, Epi is the prize holder of the triple S rank in 10 matches.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got triple S in my 10 prelim matches as a level 51 Grand Archer.
Yep.
Oh, what?
That's what I say. It's the best because okay, so it was me, Epi, and it was Bew, right? Was Bew with us?
Yeah, it was Bew.
Yeah, we all partied up for 3v3. This is back when you could 3v3 together. And then Epi was just like, "Oh, I have this new character. I want to PvP." And we're just like, "Okay, sure, I'll PvP." Like I was on my main, Bew was on his main, and I can't remember. It was either one way or the other. It was either we kept finding people who were throwing, or we kept finding NPCs. And then the last match was one of those, and which I don't remember which order.
Like our first 3 matches were legit, but they were easy because I had no rank, so we were pretty much sandbagging.
Yeah, we were just finding weak people because we had no rank.
And then we kept finding people that were throwing or NPCs, which that was back when NPCs gave you like god tier ranking, like 10 matches worth of ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that time. That was pretty stupid.
And I remember like, I think it was like the one time we got like a close match. I think they had a low ranking on their team because of you. So
yeah, I think that wasn't that when I think it was wasn't it like a really low level like Chung or something?
Yeah, we just focused our fire on this really low level Chung, and they did the same to Epi. But Epi was Rena, and so you just Rena.
Yeah,
You press up.
Yeah, just run around and tumble.
Range.
Nothing could kill me.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if you remember tumbling, but that was the thing. You just press up and the person's combo ends.
Yeah, Rena was so slippery back then.
Yeah, so they had to deal with that, and all we had to deal with was like a level 15 Chung, which we absolutely demolished, and that was our only match throughout all those 10, like our only real match throughout those 10 matches. And back in the day, yeah, go ahead.
That was just the game being like, oh, you won all your matches, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah, that was back in the day when prelims can nail you any rank in the game, depending on how well you did in your prelims.
Wow.
Yep. So I just got triple S rank in 10 matches.
In other words, Meteor and Bew carried Epic to triple S.
Yep.
Hey, we take those. No.
He probably still has a screenshot somewhere.
Yeah. I actually don't know if I have it anymore since I had to wipe my hard drive
Oh, true.
after it started failing that one time.
Yeah.
And I had to uninstall Elsword out of it, and I think that took all of those screenshots with it.
Ah, damn.
So unfortunately, I don't have it anymore myself, but I'm sure it's lying around somewhere.
Yeah. If we search Skype, we might fail find or something. I don't know.
I honestly don't get like why Koju thought it was a good idea to like allow you to rank up off of NPCs. Because then you could literally just like queue for 3v3 and fight NPCs only and rank up.
Okay.
Back then, it used to be hard though.
Yeah, back in the day when like the level cap was like 60, NPCs were actually quite difficult. Like
Yeah, that too. Like if you found Valak, you either killed him or he killed you.
Or in two combos.
Yeah.
Cause but that's like he probably Valak still probably has it, but his numbers are too low. But back in the day, Valak had a Void Princess passive, which says that you ignore 100% defense through some condition. I think it was when you were awakened, but Valak is always awakened, so he just always has that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Valak.
Yeah, he still does has it now, but NPCs are so vastly like outclassed by like everything anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that's just, like specifically there was a time period where like everyone was outclassing NPCs, but they still allowed you to rank off of NPCs. And I thought that was a bit of a busted system.
That was right after Maximize happened, because Maximize introduced a huge power creep in the game. Because suddenly everybody could just have 50% more damage if you just socketed Maximize.
For NPCs, in regards to NPCs, I feel like Eden is also pretty tough for NPCs without.
Oh yeah, back in the day, it was really hard to beat Eden.
Yeah, I think there was another issue where like even if you were a Raven main, even if you hit Eden from the front, pretty much a Raven's Z attack, it pretty much
hit him in
the back.
Yeah, because it went so far forward, it hit him from the back.
Yeah, so you could be, as a Raven main, you could be comboing Eden from the front and he'll still shadow evacuate out of it because he's just like, your hitbox is like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, that was pretty
That still is not
like
fixed.
Too, but
That's
he's
still not
also just like Valak completely outclassed by gear anymore.
Yeah. But I feel like even back then, like sometimes if I'm not careful, Eden can still kill me sometimes. Just because of that stupid evacuation passive that exists.
Yeah, evac is annoying.
Actually, one other thing in regards to PvP, there was a question I wanted to ask last week podcast, but I forgot to ask. It was in regards to 1v1s and 2v2s in the Korean server. Do you guys happen to know if 1v1 or like is 1v1 or 2v2 more popular in the Korean server?
I just don't keep up with the Korean server, to be honest. In terms of its player base.
Yeah,
like
fair enough.
I just really don't know.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like a question you'd have to ask to like a Korean player and ask to see if what they think. But I think generally even in the Korean server, like when it comes to tournament and stuff, they still do 2v2s, I believe.
I feel like that's probably the best format for PvP though.
It is the
best format. Might not be the most popular. Yeah, okay, fair.
It was 2v2 is the best format because 1v1 is just whoever gets the first catch wins.
Yeah, having 2v2 introduces that team element, which is a lot more strategic while still also not being as chaotic as 3v3.
That's like
Yeah,
fun
definitely.
fact. Same. That's the same thing for Pokemon. That's why the official tournament, like Pokemon, like VGC, is a doubles
Uh-huh.
format. It's the same kind of
Yeah.
idea.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Did I say yeah? Dude, 1v1 in Pokemon is so broken. You can do so many jank
Yeah.
strategies in 1v1.
Oh yeah.
But with doubles, since they introduced that other entity, like the other Pokemon there, like it stops so many like super jank strategies, like
Yeah.
buffing up
Oh.
one character, like having a character die and baton pass everything to another Pokemon. Having that other Pokemon
Mhm.
there to like check that Pokemon or like do other things, like is an inherent
Mhm.
balance. And same thing in elsewhere.
Oh,
Just
okay,
having another
okay.
person there
Oh,
kind of
that's
checks a
interesting,
bunch of
actually.
strategies.
Yeah, I didn't know about that in regards
Yeah,
to
they-
Pokemon.
But say I think after Gen 4 was when they started doing the 2v2 format,
Mm-hmm.
because that was back when doubles started getting really dumb with some things. The biggest one I think I remembering was using an Alakazam to move Shedinja's Wonder Guard onto Alakazam and then switching to a Spiritomb and putting Wonder Guard on him because he had no weaknesses back then. So if you
Mhm.
managed to do that, you just had an invincible Spiritomb.
Wow.
Mm.
Well, all this Pokemon tech that I never knew about.
Yeah.
But actually, yeah. Wait. Continuing on from the gear, the questions I wanted to ask about gear. There's one more question here I have in regards to L-sword gearing method. How do you think what do you think is the most optimal way of approaching Rigmarole Armor Reforge? For example, like specifically, once you get all your pieces to +9, should you go for +15 on 2 pieces that give you magical physical increase for whatever class you are for the extra 2% adaptation, or should you try to get all 4 pieces to +12 together?
I personally would get them to +12 together, because
Mhm.
even though you're going to be missing out on that adaptation for a little bit, you'll be getting the 5% damage increase on your main skill that you're stacking for each of those pieces. So it's 4% adaptation versus 20% of your strongest skill's damage.
True.
But that's just me personally.
Yeah, I was about to say, to be honest, and like, I was just kind of like thinking about this in total. I think the only reason why people are so adamant about getting that 15 is because, it's essentially just necessary at this point for birth rate. But I feel like that's the only case. And if the only case is birth rate and you're worrying about that, if you're not constantly, if in this day and age, if you're not constantly getting birth rate parties, if you don't already have an established like group that you're going with, or you're not playing a good class, etc., etc., you're not gonna be doing birth rate for a while, so don't even worry about that.
True. Okay, fair.
So I would just
Sky.
say 12 is better.
What about Sky's opinion on this?
I don't really have anything to add.
Okay. So it's like, haven't really thought about it. Yeah, I was like...
Hey, what are your
Fair
reforges,
enough.
Sky? Are you higher than me
Hmm?
yet? Or what are your reforges?
Mine is not that great.
Sky's reforges are like they're a bit of everything. Like some are
They're all over the place.
Yeah, they're a bit all over the place. Is for gearing your characters up separate? Like you're doing the pieces separately, separate reforges and stuff.
Yeah, I have my top piece is on my Animos, but then the other 3 pieces are on my NI.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's honestly
Oh.
smarter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
the most ideal way to grind this is to have each of the pieces on 4 characters, and then
Your main doesn't have any of them.
Yeah.
or you can. No, I think it's okay if your main has 1, just as long as you have
Really?
the pieces spread out on 4 characters.
Okay.
Yeah,
See-
because I know that's what Kay did,
Okay. Cause
and now she has 4 recourse for 1, so.
True. Because I was thinking like the most optimal thing is if you have 5 characters. 4 characters have the pieces, and then your main has none of the pieces, so your main is building up amethyst towards reforging. Or maybe like I guess that would only work if you're like done with most of them. No, you're right. I think the best would be 4 characters. Each 4 had different pieces. Because then I was thinking
and
like
then you daily on all 4.
then you do dailies on all 4 and get 21 on all 4.
Yeah.
But I feel like what about in the case where like somebody, because I feel like I know in Kay's case like she has really good area node gear, but and she can afford to wait a bit before she immediately jumps to rigmarole
Yeah,
gear.
that's the only
But in
case
the
where you don't
case-
change.
Yeah, but like I'm just like in the case of like, for example, someone who has mediocre area node gear, would you say it's better for them to just like get all the pieces on their main and then reforge them manually one by one, like on their main characters?
I think it depends
Or-
on how soon. I think it depends on how soon you want to be putting in the work.
Mhm.
Because, like, for example, you want to be like, like doing damage and raid. Because Kay didn't move onto Rigmarole until she had all 4 of them at R21. Even if
Yeah.
and I think even then, like she would have gotten a pretty big power spike, even at just R15 or
Yeah.
R18, but she waited until R21 before she transferred everything over. So I guess it really depends on. Yeah, I think it just depends on how soon you want to begin, stacking the power, knowing that if you do, like, depending on how many characters you can do dailies on in a week,
Mhm.
your progression past that point might begin to slow down because you're, putting in because you now have less specials to work with because all the pieces are on one character.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
yeah, it depends.
I
Good.
guess like efficient. If you want efficiency, obviously the ideal way is to have one piece per character and just transfer them all over after they're all
Yeah.
done.
Like
After
that,
R21, yeah.
but I say, yeah, like that's the thing. Like it's like what Sky was saying. It's like, what do you want? If you want to be like done with Reforge as fast as possible, and you don't care about having lower damage, then you do that. But if you just want to gear up your character and like go to the next step already, like honestly, like if you just have like, what is it? Like I'll just use the event, like how we get like the typical event every node set, and it has like all the bunch of like these like default things like crit damage 2, like party sack whatever rank 25. If you have that gear and you just make an Rigmarole set, like dude, the freaking set effects and adaptation alone is gonna be stronger if you go into adaptation dungeons.
Yeah, true. Because I understand like Arena gear is like still decently good, like especially for solo dungeons like Henna's Time and Space and any other pre
Yeah, but
dungeons.
you need a great every node set to get to that level that Rigmarole can just have without even any reforges, to be honest.
True. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
And
enough.
it mostly
Yeah.
comes from the adaptation and set effects. Was it 20% polarized? Holy freaking crap! Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm only saying this because I've seen a lot of people be like, "Oh, wait for you until you get Reforged 9 to use your Rigmarole set." And it's like, no, if you have a crappy Elria node set, just get Rigmarole and put it on.
Yeah, I think even a +3, +6 reforge on all of them is already really good. I think.
Yep.
I believe.
Like I said, yeah, the only situation where you wouldn't go from Elria node to Rigmarole is if you have an amazing Rigmarole. Like I'm talking about, an amazing Elria node. Like I'm talking like 5 times enhance with like 10 or 11.
On everything.
Yeah, on everything,
Yeah, on everything.
with 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Like that's the only time
Yeah.
where you wouldn't immediately switch. Like if that's not the case and you're doing adaptation dungeons, immediately switch. Not even if you're not doing adaptation dungeons, immediately switch. 'Cause especially if you get Crimson, 20% polarized is so good, so broken.
Yeah. Yeah, even me, I think I had a ×2 enhancement on my glove piece for all skill damage before I had the Rigmarole. Like, but I still switched I still switched to Rigmarole gear after I got rank 6 on all the pieces, and it was just like, I feel like even then it was still matching my Oro gear, even though my Oro gear was pretty decent.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
I legit don't.
It won't show in like your like CP wise, but it's definitely a lot bigger of a boost than it shows.
Yeah. Yeah, I did raids and I was like, it's still matching my damage. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
It was like even surpassing my previous damage. I'm like,
say,
gear like cannot be underestimated.
Yeah, it's literally mostly the adaptation, because what is it? Especially at low, if you have a low amount of adaptation, that's gonna make a lot more impact. Just gonna getting a lot more of your stats back.
Yeah, okay, fair, okay. Following up on that, actually, I have a question from a friend, who plays INT server. They were asking, they wanted to go an unmeta build for birth rates. So their unmeta build idea they want to go for is 4/4 Crimson set with 40% adaptation from ERP, Artifacts in G, Flame of Judgment accessories, and plus the 4/4 Amethyst Prophecy set. And then they also want to socket 3 to 4 Sage Stones of damage reduction on the gear. Do you think socketing damage reduction is necessary for birth rates on the Crimson?
No.
Yeah,
So the reason-
you can usually get enough damage reduction if you have like a good artifact armor.
Yeah, so artifacts, I know K runs about 25% damage reduction, but like the vast majority of, but like 24% of the damage reduction comes from artifact armor. Because you can get double, because artifact armor can give you 12% rare damage with each ID, so if you perfect that, then it already gives you a lot. Plus, I think it normalizes like really, really hard once you
Yeah,
go
so
past
I think
30%.
once you hit 20%, it normalizes to half immediately.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh.
Yeah, so
Reduce damage.
yeah,
normalizes
so
hard.
artifact. So yeah, so artifact armor is honestly like it gives you what you need.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you're gonna go for damage reduction, get the damage reduction from the artifact armor, and then do boss damage reduction.
Yeah,
Mm.
which
Because
comes
that
with
does
boss
not-
damage.
That does not. Yeah, that does not normalize, and you'll be getting the boss damage from the dual stones too.
Mm-hmm. Like
Fair.
for me personally, like me personally, let me show my birth build. I have obviously don't have the perfect what is it, artifact? Let me see what I have in my artifact, because I don't got the cash for that. Yeah, I have a 10 and a 9, so 19 total. So I'm missing a little bit, but what I do to kind of compensate is I have a bit of damage reduction on my weapon costume accessory.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I do. And then that's also good because 7 Realms weapon has 5% polarized, which makes you take more damage.
Mhm.
So I would maybe
Yeah.
even bring that up with your friend of like the idea of actually breaking the Exodia, because breaking Exodia gets rid of polarized, which in
Mhm.
turn makes you tankier.
Breaking the Exodia is actually for birth rate specifically is actually also the better thing to do,
Mhm.
especially if it's going to help you hit the adapt cap.
Yeah,
like,
hitting that
like
up
you can
cap too.
you can adapt cap. You can adapt cap still and still be able to use 2 out of 3 Exodia, but that usually means you need ERP. You need ERP and adapt as well. But if you don't have adapt into ERP, you can just only use Marco Inferno and then replay it, and then use portable energy coil and
Yeah,
like a stimulation field instead.
Yeah, stimulation field. In almost any raid build that I've seen, I've always seen stimulation field, just because like
Yeah,
as you're
just capping
saying,
adapt is just so strong.
it's literally necessary in birth rate to
Yeah.
pretty much cap
Actually-
adapt or get really close, as
Yeah.
close as you can as possible.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of like, I feel like especially like you know how we play Nova Imperator and stuff. I only last night I realized how squishy Nova Imperator was compared to the other 2 Ravens.
Mhm.
So you know how a couple of weeks ago I job changed from Nova Imperator to Furious Blade,
Mhm.
and I was for the birth raid with Aussie Guild.
Mhm.
I realized then like I was tanking a lot in the second phase. Like I could tank quite a bit and like live through it. But then I did the birth rate on my Nova Imperator last night, and even though we had Comet Crusader and Centurion, I was still getting one hit by everything, because like you know how Nova Imperator likes to drop his health really low.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
if I even get tapped at by any of the boss's attacks, I'm just dead.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was like, real quick, let me go back to my build and just tell you stats wise. So on my like birth rate build, I have like about 35 damage reduction, maximum damage decrease from boss monsters, because I think the most you can get is 45. So
Yeah.
I have that capped out, and even with that, and my adaptation is 40%, 45 if I obviously have the buffs. Even with that, I still get one shot at half health.
It's like
Let's say birth rate is that
Nova's
strong.
so squishy. Why is he
Yeah.
such a glass cannon? What the heck?
Because it was it. Birth rate is what is it? It's birth rate is designed decently in terms of like how much damage it does, but the problem is it's designed around everybody else in the cast, not Nova.
It'll be like that.
Cause it makes sense, right? Like it makes sense in the way of like the difficulty. It's like, okay, if the boss wasn't doing enough damage to kill you in 2 hits, then it's just like, okay, then it's not as difficult. But it's just hard that Nova already starts out at half health, so that's why he's getting
Yeah.
one shot.
Yeah, so pretty much, I don't know, like, because that was my first time doing that second phase with Nova. I tried to handle it by not overheating at all. So now I'm just like, what do I do now? Like, I feel so useless in that phase. But I know Melly tried out both Furious Blade and Nova Imperator in the birth raid, right? Melly. And she said that she still preferred Nova Imperator over Furious Blade.
Yeah, I think I know why. It's because Fierce Blade's strongest skill. Like, good luck hitting that in that raid. Because
okay. If he's okay, yeah.
if you hypersonic in the second generator of that fight, you just hypersonic stab into landmines, and it's like, well,
Die.
and you just hit 3 landmines. Bye.
Goodbye.
And it misses a lot too. Yeah, what is it? Hypersonic's hitbox is also jank.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jank.
Yeah.
I assume, like, you know how, like, you're on tiny platforms as well in the second phase after it launches you into the air?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, like,
So that's scary as well.
Yeah. Good luck not falling off, I guess.
you get yourself up the stage each time you use your best skill. Gotta take the risk in order for it. But yeah, I think so pretty much my experience with that birth rate after the Imperator was...
What happened?
What happened?
Old Venti.
Oh, you got the... Nice.
Congratulations.
If you got a really good pull on Genshin Impact.
Epi playing Genshin Impact in the background while during the podcast.
I know.
Yeah, you got a really good pull.
Congrats. Wait, is Venti a 5-star or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the
Oh,
limited
yeah.
5-star right now.
He's the one on the banner.
Okay. Dang, Epi getting lucky.
I did it.
But yeah, so my experience with that second birth raid last night with Nova was just, so I was doing fine. Like, I did not die a single time in first raid. Second phase come out around and I die 3 times in a row right off the bat, and I'm just like, and then I'm on life support for the rest of the run. Like, I'm just watching people. So I'm just like,
Yeah. In terms of playing Nova in that raid, the first 2 fights are fine. Like, you shouldn't have any real troubles. But the problem with the third fight is that there is a how do I say this? There is a flow. Like, what's his face? What's his name? Havian? Havian has a flow to his attack. Yeah, Havian has a flow to his attacks. Like, his missiles, like both types of spread missiles and the lock-on missiles, they both have a flow. The problem is the little robot has no flow. It just does what it wants. And
Yeah.
the landmines are so strong, and then in the final fight the laser's just annoying, but it's mostly the landmines. The landmines are so strong and they get into your way, and there's no rhyme or reason of where they are on the field. So, you know, like, as a Nova, I'm just like, okay, what is it? Havian just did his missiles, whichever missiles it is. I can do Rain of Fire or Giga Prominence. But if there's a landmine there and you didn't notice it, then you're dead, because landmines are one-shotting me at half health.
Oh, speaking of that, I know in the third phase there's actually a trick that you can do which pushes. Oh, I don't know whether you know of this, but there's a trick that you can do which pushes the robots like out into the sides.
We did it by accident, and I don't know how we did it. And I only realized that when we were watching the footage. Epi, I don't know if you noticed it.
I've just popped a link in the.
Oh, there's a method.
Chat. Shimo put a. It's basically Shimo demonstrating how to do it.
Okay.
You gotta push this thing to the side, and then it just stays there.
Okay.
And then when it stays there, as long as it doesn't like bug out and come back, like it can't hurt you.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, let's say, Epi, I don't know if you noticed, but watching the playback, you know the first clear we ever got?
Yeah.
Watching the playback, yeah, that little robot is actually not in that final fight.
Oh.
Yeah.
It got pushed to this side.
Yeah, I guess it got, according to this video with Sky's telling us, yeah, it got pushed to the side.
Alright.
And thank the dude, not only that, I hate that little robot so much. Not only the landmines, but also, if he's doing the screen-wide missile nuke, you had to go in that little spot. If that little robot is blocking you, you're not gonna get there as Raven if you already used your Shadow Step. Yeah, if you already use your Shadow Step as Raven, Raven cannot high jump high enough because hitbox barely think it is, and he has no mobility. So if you use that Shadow Step, you're shit out of luck, dude. GG, see you later.
Dude, I still haven't even gotten up to that phase yet, and I haven't been able to try it out. So I have no idea like what to expect from her as of now.
It has a rhythm though as well. It's just like Spike Tower. It's I think it's 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I know because it's the same timer as Fighter Pot, how much is
Okay.
Fighter Pot? I don't know.
Pineapple 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. Then every 2 minutes he does the screen wide missile nuke because it's about the same timer as my Fighter Pot, so that's how I was able to tell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sky, have you tried out the birth rate yet?
I've run it like twice. I've
Twice?
only run 15.5 like twice, and that's because Kay wanted marks.
Sure.
So
And did you
Get
cleared
carried.
it with K? Oh, okay.
yeah, I get carried.
It's okay, the marks. Man,
Kay just wants
K's
the
already
mark.
grinding. Fair enough.
It's funny.
Is Kay
Mhm.
just like, is she just like grinding, is she just running, clearing the first raid with like random people just to like get the marks right now?
She usually goes in with three other people. So I think usually there's myself, another person who's fresh, and then the other four people usually like Kay, Fragrantly, Debo, and and then maybe Quattrum or Shimo, depending on who's available. So
Oh, okay.
and just like and then we just go for the ride, and then Kay just shot calls, and I just focus, and then I basically don't worry. I basically just focus most on surviving, rather than like actually trying to deal damage. So,
DPS, yeah.
Fair enough.
yeah, I don't do this. Yeah.
I had to in the raids that I was in.
Yeah, Meteors. But I think Meteor, even when like you were the DPS, like how fast were your clears for the first raid? It was like
We were getting like 40 minutes, right, Epi? The 2 players that
40
we got?
minutes.
Yeah, it was
45,
like
42.
49, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
About to say,
okay. Dang.
and that's me doing the best that I can, because again, I can't play Nova in Birth like I can in Rosso. Like, just stay at half health the entire time. That's the thing with Nova, is that a lot of times, and this is either from like just bad play, me being scared, or like what have you, just not being the best pilot as possible. There were a lot of times where my Reigns and Gigas weren't with the veteran buff, because I was doing it at full health for whatever reason. Like most optimally, optimally, I do it like right after a revolver cannon or a harpoon spear so I can get that buff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
when you're in the fight, just
Yeah,
sometimes how
it's
it
just like
happens.
it's like in the moment, it's just like it's kind of tough. Like you don't want to risk it, and you kind of just want to use your Giga Prominence.
Yeah.
Like right then and there. Like, that's opportunity.
Yeah, it's not too bad with Rain, because Rain puts you at half, but
Yeah.
Giga,
Okay. Fair.
it's at the end of the scale.
Sky, how was your experience with the first raid? Like in the 2 runs that you did, did you die a lot, or how did you manage?
I wiped both times. Yeah. I think the vast majority of my jets were because I just pressed Giga at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like, literally, that's it. Yeah, so I think because of that, like, it's just kind of like I just need to get more familiar with the run.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time in the first one that I did, that was when I had ordered Shikuju, but because pot lag is a thing, and also because I'm like very used to playing like without pot lag, like maybe sometimes what will happen is my MP goes down to say 20%, and then by instinct I'll press a pot. But then what ends up happening is I press the pot and that pot goes on cooldown, and then my pet auto consume also kicks in, so I end up wasting a pot, and then that goes on cooldown, and also because I don't have seasonal IB buff either, so that kind of like like it's like sometimes it gets to the point. So I think in the first one it got to the point where it's like everything's on cooldown, I'm on 10% HP, help me, and then so. And then the second run, I adapted to the pet water consuming a lot better, but I just kept on pressing Giga at the wrong time, I guess. So I think it's just, I think it's just a matter of practice, and then I'll be able to get it down.
Yeah. Practice makes perfect. Eventually, we'll get it. You get it. Get it. After a couple of runs.
But I say, it's like I was saying before. Havian does have a flow, and the other fights also have a flow. So it's not too bad.
For Sky and I specifically, we're gonna have to get rid of our Indomitable will build as well. Like do what Melee and Fuego does. Yeah, where like they go 40 to 50% crit chance or something.
Yeah, either that or just get rid of the build entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons I don't really want to get into birth rates. I was like, I kind of like my Indom build, and I was just like, I don't want to get rid of it. I feel sad if I get rid of it. So the other reason why it's like the other reason why I don't really want to get into the birth rate as of now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll just wait for KOG to nerf it a bit more.
Yeah, like there's honestly there's literally nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm not in a rush to like. I think it's personally like I feel there's a lot of players in it also that they want to get strong as fast as possible, as soon as possible, right?
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, as I say, that's birth rate is for those type of people.
Yeah.
That's why I think it is so good that it is this hard, because it's for that people, and those people probably give the most money to KOG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. So I think
I
it's
don't
completely
blame them,
fine. Yeah, I think it's completely
Yeah.
fine if they have like there's just really hard content and they get it first, and then eventually they just make it easier for the rest of the people to get it.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of raids, this leads on to the next question. What do you think would be the most optimal Varnamir raid composition for you to do your best damage? If anyone in chat wants to answer as well, you can feel free to answer as well.
That face when you're asking the Radiant Soul how to what they want for more damage.
Yeah, Epi. What do you? Okay, in Epi's case, it's like, well,
I say better skills is what I want. That's my team composition.
Oh no! Actually, I'm actually curious. Wait, Epi, what if you wanted to do damage as Radiant Soul? What kind of party? What would you do?
Anything that increases magic attack. That's honestly all that they can do for me.
Oh, fair
Because
enough.
all the skill damage I get comes from me. The boss damage I get comes from me. The speed I get comes from me.
Okay, true.
So just like
I think
an Oz and an Aether Sage, maybe a
Oz,
set.
yeah, probably get a healer. I mean, not a healer.
He's a
not
healer.
A freezer.
I am the healer.
Epi is his own
Yeah, same.
DPS support buffer.
I'd say, in terms of like, in terms of that, like you said, Fraser, I think you would always pick Dab because Dab has stigma and stigma's broken.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, in terms of like a Fraser, you would always take that. In terms of a healer, I actually don't know if you would take. It's hard for me to. I don't know. Maybe you guys can answer. I don't know. I don't know which healer you would take, or you would take both of them.
I feel like
Take
Sky
both,
would
I
have a
think.
good opinion. You take both?
I
Yeah,
think-
I'd say take.
I think definitely take both because
I think so, too.
because ultimately, because if you're going for okay, so this is under the assumption that you're going for solo DPS as fast as
Yeah.
you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then because you're going to be pretty geared and you're going as fast and if you want to go as fast as you can, then obviously Radiant Soul's Reset is absolutely vital.
He's absolutely
Like, it's just too
broken.
good. Yeah, it's just too good to skip. It's just too good to skip out on. And then Bluin also provides like other benefits, such as I guess the biggest ones are the freeze.
That's true. Yeah,
And,
Blue Hand has the longest freeze. in the
Yeah.
game.
He's by far the easiest time freezing. And then
Also Oz as
Also-
well, because if you pair Oz and BL, Phantom Breathing procs the elemental defense decrease every second. So all three of Blue Hand's freezes will be as long as possible because with the Oz
Yeah.
enabling him.
yeah, freezing with Oz is really nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
sorry, go on.
no. I was saying like because I was thinking blue like freezing in 12. If you have a good freeze in 12/7, it actually makes so much difference in the run because people like Rossos is moving less. You're doing more damage to him, and then you're like people are getting hit less as well, and he's less chances of him doing flame buff. So I'm
Yep.
just like. So I was like, if you
Yeah.
have a good BL freezer, it just like makes that run so
just
much
makes a
faster and
difference,
so much easier.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So let me
Yeah.
thinking about that. So okay, if the I think the absolute most is DPS, like whatever that is. So let's just say DPS. Then you would have BL Ras for the reasons that we stated. Then Oz, that's 4 characters. And then beyond that, would you have CC
and
or
then-
Scent or
I think the ones that you must have as a staple are say BL Ras, Oz, Aether Sage.
Aether Sage
and
too?
then-
Yeah, if it's magical. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I feel like depending on, I feel like whether you choose CC or Scent depends a lot. Actually, depends a lot on how geared you are.
Mhm.
Because say for example, if you're geared enough to clear phase 2 in 2 gigas, like you can like you don't need to like if you're so geared that you can clear each phase without going through your entire skill rotation, then I think Scent is better for the damage amplification because you don't even need the CD acceleration anyway
Yeah,
when you can
I
just
agree.
one shot the boss, right? So,
Okay.
but if you need more than one skill rotation to get through phases, then I definitely take CC.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. If we're assuming Nova, like if we're assuming specifically me, you, Crow, or Sky, then yeah, I think you would take. You think you would take the Scent just for more damage, and then I guess Shakti for bravery damage. I don't know what's
I'd take for
what would be the most. Yeah,
Shakti's,
what's the highest
Shakti's a
damage
good
after
buff.
that?
I think Apsara.
You think so?
So Absol
think
does a lot of
Yeah, Apsara has 40% damage amp and 15% crit damage.
Yeah.
So
And then Lotus.
Yeah, especially with the whole new Lotus saying she can use Lotus more often now because it doesn't push Rosso anymore.
so you don't have to worry about it like moving Rosso around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair. What if you bring like both CC and Centurion? I see a lot of parties they bring both a CC and a Centurion. To the
Right,
party.
but what was
actually,
it? Go ahead.
speaking of that, I'll go check the 2-minute 30 solid DPS.
Mm-hmm.
I'm let's see.
Because it was like, what was that? What I was thinking, and because I think Sky alluded to it earlier, is like if you need the CC, because I feel like with CC support, that's more for long-lasting fights, because the things that he does is cooldown acceleration, what is it? And he does debuff removal, but in the most optimal party possible, like at least definitely debuff removal wouldn't be as important, and then cooldown acceleration. If you're strong enough, then it shouldn't be a problem, I guess, would be the thing.
Okay, so I've just found out interestingly this guy's ERP is only 310. So the party composition is so there's themselves as Nova, Aether Sage,
Yeah.
God Sorcerer, Fatal Phantom, Comet Crusader, Apsara, Radiant Soul, Daybreaker.
Oh yeah, I forgot. FP does magic attacking.
Yeah. So I think in this case, they didn't bring Blue in because they don't need the because I guess like without his.
Who's the freezer then?
Because I guess like all the utility that he can provide, like other classes can do better in this particular situation. So it's I guess it's kind of like how Blue can do many things, but he doesn't like specifically do one thing particularly well, which makes sense. So like he gives damage through Shining Presence, but then Aether Sage can do that too. He gives CD acceleration, but CC can do that too, and he can freeze. But then Daybreaker can do that too. So I guess in this situation, because he's going so fast, like Daybreaker suffers as a freezer because like they'll just go for one freezing arrow and the boss is dead already.
Yeah.
So
That's true. Yeah, if you don't need the duration of the chain freeze and you can get them down, then yeah, I guess you would just use the dab.
Okay, makes sense.
Because
so then
because dab can get 2 freezes in, just no matter what you do.
Yeah, and that's enough for the purposes of this thread because
because even if you get dab's double hit, that's still 2 freezes.
Yeah. But I guess with supports like Blue and like his effectiveness kind of how do I say it?
It drops off.
Bloom is a lot better. Is like a lot better for sustained fights because in this situation you're almost literally one-shotting the bosses, so it's, like it doesn't really matter. But
okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's like obviously like it's gonna like there's like multitude of different like party comps you can do to do your best damage depending on how well you can do your damage. Like depending on
how geared you are as well. Yeah. I mean gear plays an enormous factor.
Yeah. But I guess like the general idea, like so what we have like so what we said is like if you're like an average DPSer, like Blue Hand, Radiant Soul, or Sorcerer, Aether Sage, or Metamorphy, and then Comet Crusader or Centurion, depending on the situation, and then Daybreaker and Apsara. That's how you guys say you'd make the raid party.
Pretty switch.
Uh-huh.
But I say it's those extra buffers that I'm not too confident on. Because I don't know who'd be the highest.
I think this looks pretty set. Not
But I
gonna
say
lie.
I completely forgot about FP because FP is a lot stronger than any of those other guys. Because
Yeah.
I forget how much magic attack sharpshooter is, but it's a lot.
20%.
Yeah,
20.
like
20.
that's almost an Aisha buff, and it's separate from the Aisha
Yeah.
buff.
So like, then in the scenario of like an indomitable will Nova Imperator trying to solo in DPS, would they replace? He could probably replace the blue hand for a Furious Fatal Phantom. Yeah.
No, you want
You
BL
could.
in Indom, because BL heals less,
It's
right?
more like
or does he heal at a less like frequency?
So he heals at a lesser. So the problem with Radiant Soul is that her Sun Shower brings everything. Is that a single tick of Sun Shower instantly takes you above the threshold. So I guess like if you want a heal, so I guess like if you're going to bring both Blue and Radiant Soul.
The Radiant Soul just doesn't.
In an ideal situation, if you were to bring both, you'd have the Blue doing the healing, and then you have the Radiant Soul pressing V key only with no Sun Shower at all.
Yeah. Dry
Yeah,
sun
and then
shower, Monka.
Yeah, you just don't Sun Shower at all.
Yeah, you wouldn't even use it. That's true.
Well, I think in this video they use Indom. I don't think they would have achieved this amount of damage without Indom, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't be sure. But yeah, I'm fairly sure they use Indom, and I feel like I think the Radiant Soul is there's a beekeep bot, honestly. Like I don't think they use Sunshine at all.
But what if they replace the Radiant Soul with a Mad Paradox?
Ooh.
Seal of Time isn't as strong.
Yeah, because beekeep also gives like 20% ASD.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I did not know about that one.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I was saying,
So it gives you 20% ASD for like.
I was being serious. Radiant Soul's Viki is the most broken thing in this game. One of the most broken things in this game.
Yes.
I think literally the only thing, like literally its only downside is that it's not a skill. So then because if it's not a skill, then it's not affected by other CDR.
Yeah.
But
Which is
that's
fine because that means if you had 2 Radiant Souls, then you would have infinite resets.
Reset. Yeah.
Create the reset singularity.
your own cycle of Radiant Souls pressing keys. There's literally that 1 Nova Imperator and 7 Radiant Soul friends. Can't imagine.
Actually, in terms of resets, it would be more. It might be if you wanted to create a party that was purely for the resets, like you don't care about damage, just reset as much as possible. It's a lot better to bring 6 Mad Paradox on Radiant Soul, or at least with the current patch when Seal Time reduces cooldowns by 24 seconds. So what you do is you get all your Mad Paradox use their Seal Time, and then when your Radiant Soul B key kicks in, then all the Seal Times on the Mad Paradoxes gets reset, right?
Yeah.
And then you just reset, and then you just reset again. So in total you get.
Reset?
Actually, it doesn't quite work that way. The V key only resets special actives. It doesn't reset actives or buffs.
Oh
yeah, that too.
okay.
That too. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sad, but.
Mission failed. Mission failed.
Dang it! Forget it next time.
Okay, that's sad, but.
Yeah, because I actually noticed, like, because sometimes I'd run raids where it's just like I have a Radiant Soul and a Mad Paradox in my party, and it's the biggest carpal tunnel inducing raid ever because all your skills are always off cooldown, and then the Radiant Souls are just like healing you so much. You're like struggling to keep your health down low as Nova Imperator, and then all your skills are always off cooldown as well. And then like I think in cases like that, your forearm just starts hurting so much just from spamming.
Yeah.
Radiant Soul and Mad Paradox together. Just spam.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much it for that segment in regards to raid. Do you guys have anything else to add for that?
Not really.
No, not really.
Not really? Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Okay, the next thing I wanted to like real quick, I wonder if we could squeeze this in for the last 10 minutes. It's just like, I want to talk about like, it's like hypothetical like Elsword law situations, stuff. So
Okay.
Okay, this first one is like, what occupation do you think the Elsword characters would have in a modern world alternate universe? Like,
Okay.
we have to go through the.
But say me and Epi almost created something already.
Oh.
A Radiant Soul will be a talk show host, and their talk show will be Choegoyay in the morning.
Oh yeah, Choegoyay in the morning.
Yeah,
Well,
100%.
My alternative for that would be Radiant Soul being a baker.
Why did I think of that too? Oh my goodness, dude! I was thinking of that. Like, what if she's a baker or something? I can see that.
Wait, what's base for Radio Soul? Wait, really? I'm so surprised. I'm trying to think of something for Radio Soul. I can't. I generally can't think of anything. So I'm like, how did you guys come up with like, talk show host and freaking baker?
I was about to say this is what we just do when we're grinding and stuff. We just
Yeah.
random stuff.
Yeah, if you ever wondered what goes through our heads while we're just grinding away,
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay, then
I
from
think Radiant Soul's a baker because she actually just looks like a cake.
Yeah.
you know what? Understandable. Fair enough. I can see that reasoning now. Understandable.
Like, I don't know if you've ever seen that dress. That dress is actually just made out of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does give that very strawberry vibe. Not gonna lie, strawberry shortcake vibe.
Mhm.
Then like from beginning, actually we'll go backwards then. Okay, what about Ein? What occupation would Ein have in an alternate universe?
Ooh.
I can't think of anything from it.
Fine.
Richter would be a CEO. Or some kind of...
Ah,
office.
yes!
He would be
Yes!
somebody's boss that no
Yeah.
one likes.
I can see that.
The boss, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. This might be a therapist, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Either the therapist or in the humanitarian.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Herschel would
This is-
probably be jobless.
I'm sure. Okay, then maybe that's too dark.
He's just a goth.
Herschel,
Professional goth.
dude, freaking Herschel probably works at tech and hates his job.
Yeah, I can see that. Actually, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
he either works in tech or he's just like a normal office guy and he just hates his life.
I feel like okay, next one, Rose. Rose in general, I see her just as like all her
Listen.
job class is just casual office lady or something.
Pio's
So, yeah,
de-
she's
P-
so talented.
But I say Pio's definitely a
Tempest
scientist.
Best
100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, scientist.
I think Tempest best would be an engineer.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, maybe,
Okay,
maybe like,
okay.
maybe like weapons engineer.
Okay. Black
the
Mask
Black
Massacre.
She actually
I mean,
kills
she
people.
Yeah, but she might just actually be in the
Hitman.
mafia. Like, to be honest,
A hit woman.
she might just be a
It might
hitman.
be
Yeah.
what?
She might just be in the
Hitman,
a
okay.
hitman. I don't
That
know.
makes more sense. Unfortunately, I was associating chains and whipping to something else, but don't
Nope.
worry, we won't get into that.
Well, why don't you tell us what it is?
Nope.
Please
I
enlighten
know
us.
about it. We're talking about our podcast. We're talking about our shit.
This
But,
podcast, this sex for children.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I promise we're PG podcast. We don't talk about it.
Minerva might be a pilot.
But, for what?
Minerva might be a
Oh,
pilot.
Minerva. Oh, that
A
makes sense.
pilot.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Dude, I keep wanting to put Rose in that office lady category for some reason.
Maybe because of her office cutting? I don't know. Does she have
Maybe.
an office cutting?
I
I
don't
know
think
she.
so,
I
actually.
know she does. I don't
Oh,
know.
does
Like base, at least Base Rose has this like office lady vibes.
Yeah. Like she's like your typical employee that will follow the employer's words like to the like word for word, like down to
Mhm.
every single
Textbook.
Like,
Textbook. Like,
textbook. Yeah.
yeah.
Next one is Lucille.
Oh,
feel like-
freaking
Probably also bakers.
yeah. What is it?
All
Seal.
of them.
Oh,
Seal is either a baker or he's still a butler. Seal is just
okay,
Seal.
yeah,
Nothing's
yeah,
different.
For innocent. But I feel like Catastrophe specifically, they're gonna have their like own bike gang or some shit. Like they're gonna be a bike gang or something like that.
The police, except
Yeah, so they
Oh,
probably
yeah.
have
chaotic.
Chaotic.
say, what's the word? What is it? Somebody that takes the law into their own hand.
Vigilante.
Oh,
Yeah,
vigilante.
they're a vigilante cop duo.
Okay, yeah,
I can see that.
That makes sense. Marnik says
Yeah.
Catastrophe is a JoJo reference.
Yeah, they're a detective sitcom.
They're cosplays. I feel like, do we even want to get into Dai and Jellion? Like, what's with that? What do we do with this that one?
I mean,
They're probably also jobless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that they might also be in the mafia. I don't know.
Understandable.
They might be the
Yeah,
mafia.
Yeah, they
there's
might
two
be the
of them.
mafia. Let's be honest.
Yes.
I can see that. I can see that. Okay. Ad. Ad. I feel like is a bit.
Huh?
easy.
Oh, Dominator buys your house and sells it back to you for double the price. Have you
Yeah.
seen his promo art? That's what he looks like he just did, and you didn't even know.
Bought your house from you.
Yeah.
What? Where did this come from?
Have you seen what he looks like? Look at him. He definitely looks like he just bought your house and is selling it back to you for double the price, and you didn't even know.
It's one of
And
those
Doombringer
punks.
looks like he just extorted you for your house.
Yeah, Doombreaker is definitely a freaking punk that has a gang.
He came to your house and then took it from you by punching it out of you.
Yeah. What is it? He's definitely in a gang or has a gang. But he has a little girl that he's sending to school, and he cares a lot about her.
Okay, that sounds a bit weird. Wait,
So this is the lore that
Yeah.
everybody came here for.
so pretty much Doombringer and Dominator are just really bad, like, agents. Like,
Well, no,
house
Dominator's
agents.
doing his job. He's just too good at it. His job is not to your benefit, it's for his benefit.
Mad Paradox got lost in the mall and is looking for his mom.
Yeah. Unmadness state. That's what he's doing.
Oh my god. Okay. Alright. I guess that's it for Ad then. He's just a bad dude.
Yeah.
Just immoral dude.
Yeah, he's either bad morally, a bad guy, or lost his mom. Sad. Or sad.
Alright, we'll go with that. Okay, good enough for me. What about next one, Elysis?
She'd be probably the most
like-
normal.
Okay, Empire Sword straight up, she's probably gonna be the police chief. Police chief or something.
It's definitely the boss of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boss is something.
Yeah.
Flamelord is like that. I don't know what.
Boss of a mafia? I don't know.
No, I don't know what job it would be, but she definitely seems like that very, like, kind of energetic person that would like. I don't know what job she would be though. But we definitely all know that person that's like, very much loves what they do, and they're always talking about it, and they always have a lot of energy.
Okay.
He's the supervisor.
Probably.
Supervisor? I see that. Okay. What about athlete? Athlete.
I can see that too. Yeah. Definitely be an athlete, full of
She
energy.
participates in the Olympics.
I can see that too. Yeah.
For Bloody Queen, I feel like she'd work at a morgue. I'm not gonna lie. Just like funeral
Probably an
related.
organ donor.
Organ
Yeah, her job is professional organ donor.
I can see that.
Wait. You mean like she kidnaps people and sells their organs, or
Yeah,
like
she sells her organs on the black market. That's her job.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Sounds about right. I wouldn't deny that honestly.
Probably. Yeah. I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Good enough. Okay. Next one is Ara.
A shrine maiden. That's one as far as.
Yeah.
She already is
You know,
one, but like an
Yeah,
actual
she
shrine
is.
maiden. Like they I forget what they sell, but they sell stuff when people come to the shrines and stuff. It's Batman.
I can see Apsara as like the typical anime trope where like they're a waitress, but a very clumsy waitress. But it's just like for the anime trope, that's their occupation. But because I'm just like, what can Apsara like? What kind of occupation would allow clumsiness?
Nothing really. You just
Yeah,
happen to be
nothing
clumsy
really.
at the things that you do.
Yeah. So I feel like Ara's just gonna be Shrine Maiden, just straight up, nothing else. That's it.
Yeah.
So, all right, next one is Chang.
So except for Devi, she probably
That's
works
it.
with Black Massacre.
That's like
the
we.
chain business.
Yeah, it's like we definitely skipped 2 Auras.
What?
We can just say they're all shrine maidens.
Yeah, honestly, I like if you said that they're all Shrine Maidens, I would have like, you know what? Yeah, good enough for me.
That's
They're
it.
just, like, the
I was
only
thinking
one I can
Shakti
see,
like.
do something else.
I was thinking Shakti didn't have a job. She was just lawless.
Yeah, Shakti lives in the forest.
Yeah.
She's one with the animals. Wait, that's supposed to be Rena's job.
Yeah, but she's actually one with the animals.
She is
Oh,
she is a capped animal.
my god! When I brought up like this conversation for the this topic for the podcast, I was not expecting it to derail this hard.
Well, I say you are with the wrong group of people if you weren't expecting some derailing.
Yeah.
It's okay. This is good. This is good too. This is good too.
Sorry, who's next?
Next one is Chung.
Chung is what is it?
She's gonna be Prince. She's gonna be Prince.
I was about to say, Chung is definitely in college. He's trying to be an engineer just like his poppy.
Okay.
Except his dad never has time for him. So he wants to get that job to impress him.
Wait, you can write a whole. Wait. You've actually got a whole fleshed out alternate universe for
there you
Chung
go.
right now, Mitch.
Yeah.
Also his dad always wanted a girl, so Chung always had to wear slightly girly clothes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he.
Okay.
That does explain Comic Crusader, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
That actually does make sense.
FP has the same storyline, but he's eternally
He's a
stuck in his
rebel.
he's eternally stuck in his edgy teenager phase. So
Yeah.
he's really angry at his dad for never paying attention to him, and he hates his whole family. And he's trying to be the exact opposite of what his dad is, just to rebel against him.
Dude, you've got like main characters developed for a whole anime media. What the fuck?
And then Sent is like what is it? Sent is like the prodigy that just does everything really well. And like his dad doesn't care, but he doesn't care either because like he literally got into college at age 16, so it's just like he's fine.
Yeah. Just science nerd.
Yeah.
Chung is literally your typical anime tropes, like
Yeah.
like you can find in main characters. Alright, fair enough. They sound reasonable, honestly. Sound reasonable.
Mhm.
But I feel like okay. Next one is Eve. I feel like Eve is gonna be different.
Okay, so one is a toaster, one is a refrigerator, and then one is a lawn chair.
Oh my god! I should have said this coming.
I meant to say lawn mower, but I said lawn chair.
It's an electric lawn chair.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that you just kind of drive around.
Yeah.
She's a generator. She's a whole generator that powers your house's like electricity.
Yeah, that's definitely Sariel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay, alright. Fair enough. I guess we'll go with that. I'm sorry to any Eve mains in chat who are like very offended by this.
It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
2 out of 3 of her
Alright,
classes
next
have no emotion, it's fine.
She's fine with it. She'll be right. Next one is Raven.
Ooh.
This is tough. Freaking.
Do you think-
I'm trying to think.
Do you think Nova would be a firefighter?
I don't know if he'd be a firefighter. He'd definitely be something that has to do with protecting. Maybe a firefighter. He'd definitely do something that has to do with
He
protecting people. and
definitely
putting
works
life
at
on the line.
KFC.
I don't know about that one.
Okay.
Part-time job in KFC.
I don't know about that one.
Full-time KFC manager at KFC, CEO
Yeah.
of KFC.
Whenever someone has a complaint about their fried chicken, he ignition crows them. Gives them the real fried chicken.
You know, like this fried chicken, I'll give you a taste of a new one. I call it it's my own special.
That's it.
ingredient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Experience these 11 herbs and spices.
I don't know what the
Are
other
you
one.
okay?
This is so dumb.
Welcome to my brain.
Oh. Fuck, inviting Effie was a good choice. Okay, what about Ray Charts and Furious Blade? Furious Blade probably gonna do something like professional kendo or something.
Yes.
Like that.
Furious Blade teaches at a dojo. 100%.
Yes.
You call him sensei.
Ray Charts. Senpai, isn't it? meant to be
Sensei. You just heard me wrong.
Sensei. Okay,
Sensei.
sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Sky, fun fact, Sky does kendo as well.
Better.
Yeah. Furious Blade is her
Maybe-
teacher. You didn't know that?
Yes, Furious Blade is her sensei.
You didn't know that?
Bruh.
In
Yes, you're my sensei.
Raven sensei.
To be honest, he just was in the dojo. Yeah. No, actually, even outside the dojo, I mean, I know my sensei's name, but we're still supposed to call him sensei even outside the dojo anyway.
Fair enough. I guess it's just
Yeah.
like it's a habit now. I guess.
Yeah.
What about Ray? What about Ray Charles? Ray Charles would just be a thug, honestly.
Ray Charts, he would either be that, or he would be a teacher, and then he's the type of
Okay.
teacher that if the kids piss him off, he definitely just straight up yells at them and they shut up.
Yeah, so he's got the aerodynamic paddle.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He might also just work at a popcorn stand.
I can see that.
What? That's so funny.
I don't
No,
know.
you sit
When I look at him, I think it's a very aggressive popcorn stand owner.
I can see that.
No, you sit down. No, he said.
Buy some popcorn today.
You're not. But you better finish this math because you better get ace this math exam or else you're not getting popcorn.
He works at the movie theater. Whenever there's a disturbance, like someone gets on their phone during the movie, he comes in and uses devastating strike on them.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah, if they start using their phone in the movie, he picks up their phone and then just throws it up into the air, and then whoever it hits, he picks them up and then throws them at the first person who threw that phone.
Why is this so oddly specific media? Is this like one of your fantasies?
I don't know.
And it's just
Welcome to my brain.
Okay. Anyways, moving on for Raven, Rena.
Uh,
I think
She
it's.
also works at the movie theater.
yeah. She works.
What?
She works there. She works there with Raven. But like, you know.
She's Raven's
Yeah.
therapist.
No. It's like it's a good cop, bad cop kind of thing, you know. Or they are a good cop, bad cop duo.
Okay.
That would also work.
Like, I was thinking more along the lines of Rena would just be just straight up your therapist or your psychiatrist.
Oh, thanks for the sub, Effie.
No problem.
Oh, that works too.
Yeah. Twilight though. Hitman.
Twilight.
Or the mafia.
Twilight's a butcher.
I could see that too.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Understandable. Yeah. Understandable.
I say freaking Wind Sneaker is definitely in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
you
plays
know what?
tennis.
Yeah.
She's competing with Flame Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I feel like Flame Lord will be the runner. Rena's the high jumper. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking along the lines with that.
I can say that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Aisha should be pretty easy.
Freaking Metamorphy is a K-pop star or a VTuber.
Yeah, she's an
or
idol
both.
straight up. Yeah,
A
straight up.
VTuber.
Straight
Yeah.
up. VTuber. At the stage, I feel like she'd just be a librarian, honestly.
You say she's
Yeah.
a librarian or a teacher,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's simple.
Yes.
and
Also,
Oz rouse people on the street.
Yeah, that or she works at freaking what's that freaking store with all the references? Hot Topic.
Topic.
Yeah. Or she works at
Really?
Hot Topic.
I was thinking more along the lines of stripper, you know, just because.
Yeah, so she works at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Oh.
what?
No,
Is that what
it's
Hot
a
Topic
joke.
is?
It's a joke. It's a joke.
She works behind Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, we don't have Hot Topic here in Australia. So.
It's just a store with like a bunch of like,
It's very current, like teen referential stuff.
yeah, there's a bunch of like anime shirts and video game like reference memorabilia there.
A
But
lot of like,
Ah.
popular TV shows, stuff
Mhm.
like that.
the employees
Basically-
definitely
basically
dress
anything
furry.
anything you'd expect an edgy teenager to wear is in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
okay,
you can just-
okay,
You
interesting.
can just condense that to she works in the mall somewhere.
She works.
Yeah.
Alright, so that sounds better if she works at Hot Topic. Not gonna lie.
Oh no, she definitely
Um,
works at Hot Topic. 100%.
Alright. Last but not least, main character Elf Sword.
Rune Master is a surfer. That's just what he does.
Ah, okay, I
Oh,
can
yeah.
see that.
He just
Okay,
is a
I can see
surfer.
that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty good so far.
Alert Knight works at KOG.
I can see
Okay,
that.
I can see that. But what
That's
about
why,
Night
that's why the game's about him. He's the head director.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Yeah,
Okay,
that, I
I
can
do
see that makes surprising sense, yes. Wait, what about Night Emperor though?
That's what he said. I thought.
Oh, well, I thought he said Lord
They
Knight
say-
specifically.
they say-
Same thing.
No, I say
Okay,
Lord
okay.
Knight's the same thing. I meant Night Emperor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Immortal?
That one's tough. He's just kind of a weirdo.
Yeah.
I feel like in an RPG,
Immortal's a street performer.
I can say that.
oh yeah. Either that, or all I can think of is he's just a teenage boy who's going through his edgy phase.
Or he's in a band. He's probably in a band. with
Yeah.
his hair.
Ah, yeah.
He's in a metal
sense.
band in high school.
Yeah, lead guitarist. Or
He's either the lead guitarist or the singer.
Oh yeah.
We'll give
I
you
can
both.
see that.
Or maybe, yeah. Could be.
Okay.
He de-
Who knows,
That
it
makes
might
sense.
be
That
both.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
That
he
makes
definitely has a SoundCloud and a YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen to
Probably
his,
raps.
his latest hits today.
Oh, okay, real quick. Let's go back to Ad real quick. If Ad is in his madness state, he definitely has a YouTube channel where he does prank videos. But they all are really annoying and get, like, but they're the prank videos that no one likes because he
So
doesn't.
they're all prank videos that go wrong in the hood.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very creative. I like that a lot. But well, also real quick, we kind of only gave something for Larby. We only gave something for Radiant Soul. We didn't think of anything for Eternity Winner and Nisha Labyrinth.
Well, Eternity Winner just beats people up.
Yeah, Eternity Winner is
She's a professional wrestler.
wrestler.
she
Yeah,
just
wrestler,
beats people
boxer,
up.
yeah. Yeah, wrestler,
Yeah.
pretty much a wrestler and a boxer.
No. She says says she's a wrestler and wants to fight people. She actually isn't because she doesn't want to go through the paperwork and stuff. She just wants
Yeah,
to
so
fight.
She just straight up beats people up on the street and takes their money. That's how she makes her income.
Yeah,
Okay.
but she'll tell
Oh,
people.
wow.
Yeah, like, she'll tell her parents and like her friends and stuff. She's a wrestler or a boxer on a minor circuit. And then beats them up.
Why are half these Elsword casts like so bad in these alternate universes?
Okay, because in game wise, all these anime tropes don't work in real life.
Okay, fair enough. Nisha Labyrinth, I don't know, man. I feel like
Nisha-
she's gonna have
Psychiatrist.
personality disorder.
Yeah.
She's a psychiatrist.
A psychiatrist? Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought
yeah.
she. Oh, okay. I thought
Or
she'd
she's
be
like a secretary. I don't know.
Oh, I thought she'd be like she'd visit a psychiatrist, but like not because she's a psychiatrist, but because she's the patient or something like that.
She's very understanding of people. So she can put you in for 9 p.m. Like, you know, she'll squeeze you in.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Most of her appointments are just labby, though.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, you know what? Very good ideas, very creative. I didn't know Media and Epi were both so creative in this aspect.
Yes,
A lot
we're
of things to
we're
say.
the same person if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't actually have an extra guest today. It's just been Media.
Yeah,
and
it's
himself.
still been 2.5 crows. I haven't been here. I've just been here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's. I'm an alternate version of Epi if Epi wanted to do DPS and kill.
I say, in all fairness, you haven't seen both of us in the same room at the same time.
That's true.
That is true. I've only heard your voices and you... Yeah, okay, you know what? Understandable, have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. I think, other than that though, well, I think we'll wrap it up there. I think that's about all we have time for today, to this week's podcast. Very good way to end off this podcast, just going through Elsword characters and naming all their occupations. But other than that, thank you, Epi, again for joining us with this week's podcast. It was
Yup.
a pleasure to have you here.
Yup. I'm always here.
Epi's like always listening to our podcast, like even when it was like when we were with Zach and
Dude.
stuff.
I listen to them at work sometimes, and sometimes you guys will say something, and I want to be like, actually, hold on, wait.
Oh yeah, we'll like mention your name.
Yeah. Like sometimes Meteor will say my name, and I'll be like, wait, what? What about me, huh? And then I'll realize I'm not at my computer.
Yeah. Now he's actually here with us.
Yeah, no.
And now I am here. And now I get to
Yeah.
listen to myself at work and be like, well, why am I so dumb?
it's okay. Epi, like Meteor is your biggest fanboy, Epi. So yeah, Meteor's very happy that you're here. You're here to join us today.
Well, I'm glad I could. Come and visit my biggest fan.
Alright, without further ado, yeah, so that's about it for time for us today on episode 2 of 2.5 Crows. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and if you're listening to this on Media's YouTube channel, like I hope you can join us live sometime, and you could send some questions in during the live podcast. That'd be really nice as well. But other than that, thank you to everyone else for listening, and I'm your host, Mummy Crow, and co-host is Meteor Falcon and Skyris. So yeah. That's about it for us.
Do
you guys have anything else to add? Yes.
No. Oh, really?
Yeah. Play us out,
Yeah.
Epi.
Okay.
Oh no.